of LA, Valley Sports West, the heart of the fan.
The hammer of Thor. When wielded by the right man, it's one of the most dangerous weapons in the universe. For years, Thor's hammer was unstoppable. But recently, the mighty weapon has laid dormant. Tonight, lightning strikes again. Thor returns.
The opening homestand rolls on, and yes, Thor takes the mound as the Angels fans make their way into the stadium tonight. It's going to be a good one between the Angels and the Astros, and we're going to get you set on this edition of Angels Live. Coming up on this edition of the pregame show, as you heard, Noah Syndergaard making his highly anticipated debut today with the Halos. Quite a pitching matchup, though. We've got Justin Verlander back on the bump for the Astros tonight, and a chat with pitching coach Matt Wise. That'll be later in the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this pregame edition of Angels Live, brought to you by your Southern California Cadillac dealers, alongside the Bobby Valentine and the Mark Gubiza. I am Erica Weston. It's so great to be with you guys. This guy on the end is pumped. If you haven't checked out his Twitter, maybe you want to do so. It's an amazing photo, if I do say so myself.
Yeah,
but
thank you for that one.
You're welcome. Gooby, this one is going to be good tonight. We were just talking about the pitching matchup. You live for matchups like this. We don't get to see them too often in the game.
Erica, Bobby, usually we're talking about, Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout hitting, home runs, and Alex Bregman and Altuve and Brantley on the other side swinging the bat. But this pitching matchup tonight, it's a lot of fun. You're talking about one of the all-time greats, Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, Justin Verlander, going against Noah Syndergaard. Thor, just the energy he brings, the presence he brings to his entire team, not only the pitching staff, but the position players just sit there and watch him. I remember Trotty said in spring, goes, he is a gigantic human being. I mean, it's great to see what kind of energy he brings the entire franchise.
Yes, and he's been doing it a while, but he hasn't done it in the last 2 years. And to be the man, you have to step in the middle of that diamond and you have to perform. This short spring training, after being disabled and not pitching for 2 years and not getting your 35 innings in spring training, is really a challenge. So every pitch he throws, every pitch Justin throws, they're going to be wondering, am I the old guy or am I something different?
And there he is, Noah Syndergaard, Justin Verlander making their way out to the field to get ready. Bobby, these are two pitchers, and we'll dive more into JV in just a little bit, but these are two pitchers who essentially have not been in the game the last 2 years and have something to prove this year.
Yes, 600 plus days that they haven't been on the Hill of Thrills. And, there was really good preparation, as little as you could get during this spring training. To have Noah pitch here on this mound against the Dodgers on Sunday, just to get familiar with what that is going to be like and check that off the what's this going to be about list. Huh?
Yeah, because he's never pitched here before. It's the bullpen mound to get ready, the game mound. Every mound is a little bit different. Even though they're supposed to be the exact same height, every mound's different. The slope, the incline's a little bit different. The bullpen, the way the baseball carries as far as, the direction you're going in the bullpen. So that was great. It's a good observation, Bobby, getting a chance to throw there against the Dodgers at home. But I expect something magical today. There's something about it. I just feel that Thor is going to go out there and perform because, when you go back to 2015, he was in the World Series with the Mets. He's the only one that won a game for them against Kansas City.
And Gooby, we saw him in that final tune-up before the regular season started a week ago Sunday against the Dodgers. He treated it like it was a regular season game. And man, did he pitch like it too. He told me after the game the delivery felt automatic. He really liked the fastball, changeup, the curve, the slider. Everything was working in that one for him in his final outing before the season got underway.
Exactly right, Erica. His balance was outstanding. I mean, you usually think, okay, maybe he's going to overthrow because of the adrenaline going, but no, he kept everything under control, kept that front shoulder in. His balance was great. He utilizes all his secondary pitches exceptionally well, especially his changeup, which is not easy to do when you're pumped up there and you want to throw the ball 100 miles an hour. His fastball velocity about 95 was really, really good for him.
All right, let's take a deeper dive into the history history of Thor on the mound for the Angels tonight. First-round pick by the Jays back in 2010. He was a 2016 All-Star in his second season in the big league. 777 strikeouts in 718 career innings. How about that fastball average, though, Bobby V? He was working up on the velocity in spring training. Of course, he only pitched 2 innings after Tommy John surgery, but it was getting better and better each time we saw him this past spring.
I'm not sure he has to throw 100, you know what I mean, Mark? But he needs to have a consistent fastball that works with that changeup that's coming along. Throw it to right-handers, too, and the slider curveball mix. So he needs all of his pitches. This is a very, very good lineup he has to sharpen his teeth against tonight. First time in Angel uniform.
And that fastball velocity will pick up, eventually, because the more innings you get, that's how you get the velocity back. The more innings, the more under your shoulder. That's how you get stronger and stronger. But the way he's mixing and matching with his pitches, he doesn't need that 97.6 mile an hour average fastball when he has his changeup working, when he has his curveball, when he has his slider working. 2- and 4-seam fastballs, very, very effective.
And Gooby, he said after that last outing on Sunday that the curve was ahead of the slider.
Oh, it was outstanding when you see it. Take a look at our Frontier Play Sense fastball at 94. Same exact plane. Then he throws his changeup at 89, a separation of 5 miles per hour, but it's a hitter. You're seeing the exact same arm slot coming down there through that baseball. 5-mile separation between a good sinking 2-seam fastball and his changeup. So if you're able to do that, and then you have the slider and curveball going the other direction, you go east on both the fastball and changeup, and then west on the curveball and slider. It's pretty tough to hit.
And Bobby, something he also talked about following that one was the chemistry early on with his catcher, Max Stassi. Joe Madden says, I'm still getting to know Stassi as well Syndergaard as far as their chemistry goes. But man, it looks good so far early on.
It does look good, but we haven't mentioned enough that Sassi's job is an immense job on this team. Many new pitchers, dealing with the scouting reports, dealing with the analytics, making sure everyone knows, and even this little new technology that they're all using. He has to work that in to signal a verbal command to the pitcher in the defensive player. So, he's got a big task. Glad that he could fill it.
Absolutely. Special night tonight, not just with Noah Syndergaard on the mound wearing number 34. In fact, it is the first Angels player to be wearing the number 4 since Nick Adenhart did so when he was killed. But, of course, the family gave Nick Adenhart the approval, the family of Nick Adenhart gave Noah Syndergaard the approval, and they're very happy that he is wearing that, Gooby.
Yeah, 13 years ago, we lost one of the great young men in the world. In baseball, he threw the ball so well. Then he went 6 innings, threw the ball very well. I remember when he walked off the mound that day, I remember saying he has arrived. He is going to be special. Then we lost him a couple hours later. But it was such a tough one to be able to see Nick Adenhart, because he was an incredible competitor, great stuff, friends with everybody on his team, and he was just growing into the kind of player he was going to be.
And Noah Syndergaard has the heart to be able to understand the situation. He's an incredible human being. I know you had an opportunity earlier this spring to speak to Noah Syndergaard about wearing the number 34 this season.
What a awful thing to happen to such a young talent. I'm just extremely blessed that the family gave me their blessings to wear the number, and I'm going to wear it with pride and to spread awareness to make sure that you don't drink and drive.
So, he's obviously got this persona on the mound, Thor, we know, but an incredible, thoughtful, and heartfelt person speaking to you about this.
Yeah, I mean, even after he told me that, we looked at each other, and you could see how important it is for him to go out there and perform, because for all we heard about Nick Adenhart, this is 13 years ago today. It's amazing that he's the first person to have that number on for the Angels, and he's on the mound here tonight, a place where Nick Adenhart, his last time wearing that uniform, was on the mound. So I expect something magical, and he understands the importance of that.
He does understand that. He's a well thought out and sensitive young man, but he also grew up in Texas, remember? And the number 30 here is known for Nolan Ryan. In Texas, number 34 is known for Nolan Ryan. So he's living a legend's number, and he's also bringing out a great memory of a great young player.
Absolutely. It kind of seems like something special might be happening tonight, Gooby.
You just feel like there's something about it. I mean, not too often we get so excited about a pitching matchup, because everyone loves runs, everyone loves offense. But these two on the mound today, they are the ultimate competitors, Eric and Bobby V. These pitchers don't even want to give up a foul ball. let alone a hit or a run. So this is going to be a lot of fun to see.
Might be an old-fashioned pitcher's duel out there tonight. Hopefully that is the case. All right, we have got much more to come on this pregame edition of Angels Live. Much more on this pitching matchup. Noah Syndergaard, Justin Verlander. We'll get you set when we return.
The Earth's gravity changes in
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jackie Robinson searching home run into the left field stands.
Here comes Roger Maris. Oh! There's a new home run champion of all time. I don't believe what I just saw.
Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star.
This crowd on its feet and in unison.
This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza! The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
Number 600 for Jim Thome.
That ball is gone.
106. That would be a new record.
It is caught. Oh, what a catch by Mike Trout. The Cubs have finally won it all. The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
every time he takes the field. He competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Angels baseball on Valley Sports is brought to you by your Southern California Cadillac dealers. It's Angels and Astros Game 3 of this opening weekend series. Should be a good one at the Yard tonight. We've got a premium pitching matchup, and the Angels fans, they're getting set. They're ready to go. Erica Weston, Bobby Valentine, Mark Gubicek getting you set for first pitch. And again, two pitchers tonight that have something to prove. Noah Syndergaard looked phenomenal in his final tune-up before the regular season got started. But Bobby V, JV, who was remarkable for the Astros in their World Series run, finally back out on the hill after undergoing Tommy John in 2020.
And at his age, he did the rehab. He wants to be back. He has a lot of trophies, but he has a lot of pride also. He wants to be good again. But after 600 days plus that he hasn't been on the mound, he'll be questioning himself as he pitches in this game. Oh, am I going to get outside of myself? Am I going to get hurt again? How's my stride? Right, Mark? I mean, you have to have all those questions that you have to check off. And can I get it inside on that right-hander, and can I throw my breaking ball when I'm behind? All those questions have to be answered, even for a guy with the trophy case the size of Justin Verlander.
And that's the thing too with a pitcher like Justin Verlander too, because he's had some mileage on his arm. It's not like he's a young pitcher that Tommy John surgery. He's already piled up around 3,000 innings and a lot of strikeouts. So he's been competitive his entire career. The big thing when you're coming back from any kind of surgery, especially Tommy John, for both pitchers here tonight, is to make sure you don't try to overthrow in that first inning. Your adrenaline is going to be going very hard. And Verlander, we talk about Thor's adrenaline. Justin Verlander doesn't like anybody even a good swing. So when you look at his numbers, he's on his way to Cooperstown. But he wants to keep playing because he's so competitive.
Let's take a look at those numbers now. Some career ranks for Justin Verlander among all active pitchers. First in wins, second in strikeout starts and innings pitched, fifth in ERA. Bobby V, how many wins do you think he ends up with in his storied career?
Well, I don't think he'll get to 300 only because wins aren't that important anymore and pitchers are pitching short. But he's going to have enough of wins to go along with those Cy Young awards and those strikeouts to get to the Hall of Fame. So it's a special night when you come to the ballpark and see a future Hall of Famer.
And 3 no-hitters too. I mean, that's incredible what he has done. And I mean, he's been a winner his entire career. He took a franchise in the Detroit Tigers at that point weren't real good. He took them to the World Series. He goes to the Astros, does the same thing. He's always been ultra competitive. He knows his body. And it's so hard as veteran pitchers to take a step back and take that full 18 months of rehab to get ready. That's why I was still surprised he didn't try to get in the game last year. Syndergaard was able to get a couple innings. He didn't throw any break balls, just fastball changeups. but he knows his body better than anybody. He knows exactly what it takes. Strong lower half, just like Syndergaard. They are both strong lower halves, and that creates a better arm angle for him and keeps him healthier.
And perhaps maybe that's why he didn't get to get out there last season, because he would have been limited on what he was going to pitch. But we take a look at his pitch arsenal going back into 2019. You think, Gooby, he might be dealing with some emotions, like the highest moments of his career finally being back out there on the mound?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think when you look at the Angels offensively against him tonight, he does give up the home run. And generally, he gives up some home runs early in the first inning, first pitch at bats and sequences. So you have to think in terms of being aggressive against him. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. What pitches he will throw. Four-seam fastball per part of the strike zone. He has a very good slider, a swing and miss slider curveball, and he's starting to use his changeup. And you're going to see him use the changeup a little bit more to have a little bit of separation between his velocity on his fastball and his changeup. But that slider, you want to avoid any slider count. So if you get a fastball first pitch, I don't care if it's 97, be ready to jump on it and jump on it early in the game.
Well, Bobby, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go
I don't want to
jump. I love it.
Okay, the Angels are obviously looking for their first win of this young 2022 season. This is an ultimate matchup. The emotions are high. I got to imagine the Angels are ready to welcome him back into the league tonight.
The Angels are ready. They played so well in spring training and then had a hiccup last night for sure. But the key is for them to have good at-bats against Justin Verlander. So the big guy, Noah Syndergaard, has the proper rest in between innings so that he isn't fatigued when he goes out there in the third and fourth inning, because he didn't have that rest that he needs. He'll know when he's ready to throw that first pitch of an inning. I hope he's ready every inning.
And that was a great point, because we saw that with Shohei too in the first game of the season. It was brief moments that he was able to get a little bit of a rest before going back out there.
And I think I know it's only the third game of the season, but I think this is one of the bigger games I've seen in a long, long time. Only third game, but last night's game was not a good game. First game was a very competitive one. You want to make sure you stay within distance, have a chance to split the series, but it all starts here tonight with Syndergaard on the mound in that first inning.
We have upped the ante for the pitching matchup for this game tonight. Justin Verlander and Noah Syndergaard should be a good one tonight. Stay with us on this pregame edition of Angels Live. When we return, I'll sit down with pitching coach Matt Wise on the pitching matchup tonight. Stay with us on Valley Sports.
America, I got you.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. Take a crack at the bottom line, please.
L-I. That's live look-ins.
And the next line.
Doc, that's MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, bringing the new season into focus. Only on MLB Network.
Here comes Roger Maris. Oh! There's a new home run champion of all time.
Don't believe what I just saw. Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
That ball is gone. It is caught. Oh, what a catch by Trout.
The Cubs have finally won it all.
The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
Baseball on Valley Sports is brought to you by your Southern California Cadillac dealers. First pitch between the Astros and the Angels coming up in just a little bit right here on Valley Sports. The crowd making their way in. Should be a good one tonight with Noah Syndergaard, Justin Verlander on the hill. Earlier today, I had a chance to catch up with Angels pitching coach Matt Wise. He's talking about the pitching matchup, but starting with what he saw from Reed Detmer's 2022 debut last night.
I saw a way more under control guy. You know, last year, his first year in the big leagues, was 21 years old. So obviously, he's a young guy, but he controlled his emotions really good. And it was nice to end the first inning with a soft line drive back at him. And then from there, he really just kind of settled in. So I'm really happy with where he's at. And as this thing goes along, we'll start building pitch totals, and let him go.
I've got to imagine, you know, the adrenaline is something he has to keep in under control, especially when he's navigating a lineup such as theirs.
Yeah, I mean, it's for all our guys. It's even the veteran guys. They have that maybe first game, first week, first month. The adrenaline for the first inning, first appearance is pretty strong. So I was really proud with how Reed kind of handled that. He doesn't say a lot of words, but his body language, his tempo, even in his warm-up pitches last night, was way more under control. And so there's good things to come.
Looking forward to seeing more from him this season. That being said, you mentioned the pitch count getting built up. Because it was the shortened spring training, pitchers are essentially getting built up as the regular season moves on. If this were a regular spring training, where would the staff be at this point?
It'd still be right around 75 to 80 pitches. You know, another week would have allowed them to double up on 75 to 80 pitches, and then from there you kind of roll with it. So, you know, that extra week, there's 30 or however you can add in the bullpen coaches too. There's 60 of us in baseball, that all of us pitching guys. I talked to a few of them. We're all in the same boat. You know, trying to do what's smart to get them developed and ready for the first few weeks of the season, but also keeping in mind we have to keep these guys upright for 6 to 7 months. So there was a balance to it, and a regular spring training would be fun.
Everybody. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
Finish your thought, but everybody always talks about, you know, who has the advantage coming out of camp. Is it the hitters with their timing or pitching? Would you say pitching staff still has the edge, regardless of the fact they're still hovering around 80 or 90 pitches their first time through?
Yeah, I feel like the hitters were maybe a little more in spring training, you know, maybe a little further along, just because it just felt that way. I don't know if I can put a number on it, but our guys, I was happy. I wasn't allowed to talk to them throughout the lockouts, but I was happy with how most of these guys came into camp, you know, kind of a little further along than I anticipated. So now, we just have to do what's right by them for 6 to 7 months.
We forget about that, the fact that you guys were completely in the dark on their process throughout the winter and before the lockout ended. That being said, let's move to tonight. This is a fascinating pitching matchup. We've got Thor, Justin Verlander. We haven't seen him since July of 2020. What can we expect in this one tonight?
I'm really excited to watch Noah work. I mean, in the Freeway Series game, it felt like a regular season game to me, and he treated it that way, you know, and the way he goes about his business and how he prepares and he does everything right. I mean, and so his command was really good in that game. I expect him to carry it over to tonight. And you know, he's been looking forward to this night for a long time, and obviously who they have pitching, it'll be a fun one to watch.
Certainly. Well, that being said, you mentioned his last outing in spring. That was remarkable from what we saw from him. Of course, just the 2 innings last year. I don't know if you can get a better finishing point from the spring training to be able to come into the season based on what we saw from him his final time out.
Yeah, that was out of 10, it was a 10, you know, and that's the other thing is with him, Michael, Tapera, Luke, the guys we brought in new. Part of being a coach is establishing a relationship, and so that not being able to talk to these guys over the break, it's been kind of like it's speed dating really. And so Noah and Lorenzen in particular have been it's been easy to get to know these guys. Now we're getting to know what makes them tick, and if we have to make an adjustment mid-game, we feel like we're pretty close to knowing how we all operate.
Will they be using PitchCom tonight, do you know?
To be determined.
Should be a good one at the yard tonight. Halos and Astros will get you set for first pitch and take a look at the Angels lineup when we return. Stay with us on Valley Sports.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jackie Robinson searching home run into the left field stands.
Here comes
crowd on its feet and in unison.
This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza! The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
Number 600 for Jim Thome. That ball is gone.
106. That would be a new record.
It is caught. Oh, what a catch by Mike Trout. The Cubs have finally won it all. The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
Welcome back. All season long, the day after Angels win at home, fans can redeem free medium fries with a $1 minimum purchase at participating SoCal McDonald's. Download and register now on the McDonald's app. All right, first pitch in just a few moments. Erica Weston, Bobby Valentine back with you, getting you set. Should be a good one as Noah Syndergaard is officially making his Halos debut tonight. I can't wait.
I think he's going to make a great debut, but, you know, it's so difficult. He's with a new team. He's got a new arm. He's got a one-year contract. All of his buddies that he came up with have multiple-year contracts, and he wants one, too. He's got a lot to prove, and I think he's going to do it.
I think so, too. All right, let's take a look at the lineup that will be supporting Noah Syndergaard on the hill. Shohei leading things off once again at the DH. Trout back in center. Anthony Rendon at the hot corner with Jared Walsh at first. Duffy at second tonight with Jose Rojas back in there in right field. Stassi will be doing the catching tonight. Brandon Marsh in left with Tyler Wade at short. Joe Madden saying earlier today, Fletch and Joe Adele will be back in there tomorrow. All right, hopefully she's got a good birthday gift in store. Noah Syndergaard, Justin Verlander on the hill. Enjoy the game. Matt Vizkershин, Mark Gubza have the call. Hey.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jackie Robinson searching home run into the left field stands.
Here comes Roger Maris. There's a new home run champion of all time.
I don't believe what I just saw. Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star.
This crowd on its feet and in unison.
This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza! The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
Number 600 for Jim Thome. That ball is gone.
106. That would be a new record.
It is caught. Oh, what a catch by Mike Trout. The Cubs have finally won it all. The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
The heart of your team. The heart of LA. Valley Sports West. The heart of the fan.
The hammer of Thor. When yielded by the right man, it's one of the most dangerous weapons in the universe. For years, Thor's hammer was unstoppable. But recently, the mighty weapon has laid dormant. Tonight, lightning strikes again. Thor returns.
On a spectacular night for baseball, the first Saturday of the regular season opening week presented by FTX, the official crypto exchange of MLB. Tonight, Game 3 of the season, Game 3 of the series between the defending American League champion Houston Astros and your Los Angeles Angels. Tonight, the night that the Angels try to get into the win column in 2022. With that, we welcome you inside the broadcast booth with Mark Gubas. I'm Matt Vasgersian. Good to be here. The great thing about baseball, it's the perfect consumer sport for people like us with a short memory, because nothing happened yesterday. Nothing happened the night before. Tonight's the night that the Angels can start their 2022 season on a good note.
Yeah, Matty, what a great pitching matchup, too, with Thor on the mound tonight, trying to set the tone, and then you got Justin Verlander over for the Astros. So this is going to be a ton of fun to watch these two go at it.
Let's drill down a little deeper on that great starting pitching matchup, because yes, these are two of the biggest decorated arms in the game right now, but yes, neither one of them has pitched a lot over the last 2 years.
Yeah, you go back to 2019 when both threw the ball exceptionally well. He's been an all-star. He won a World Series game with the Mets in 2015. Syndergaard could run his fastball up there, average fastball at 97.6. 3 good secondary pitches himself. Good as far as staying back on there, but then you got Justin Verlander, who's got 2 Cy Youngs, 3 no-hitters. He's going to be on the bump here today for the Astros, and he's coming back from Tommy John. So both these guys have to figure out a way, Matty, just to contain their adrenaline, because they are ultra competitive. Look for against Verlander is to make sure you jump on some fastballs early, especially in the first inning. Syndergaard, use that changeup against a very good fastball hitting team, the Houston Astros.
The most intriguing starting pitching matchup on the entire Major League docket is right here tonight, and we're ready to bring it to you. Syndergaard's Angel debut. Angels and Astros next.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. Take a crack at the bottom line, please.
L-I. That's Live Look-Ins.
And the next line.
Doc. That's MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, bringing the new season into focus. Only on MLB Network.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
are the first images.
Hello, everyone. You don't have to leave the solar system to watch MLB Network. Just sign in with your TV provider info at MLBNetwork.com or through the MLB app. MLB Network, just about anywhere in the known universe.
There's something about a park. The swings, the slides, the dogs. You can throw your food and wear it proudly. It's where showing off is encouraged.
Scared money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money.
Well, this is the day that Angels fans have looked forward to ever since getting the news that an elite arm had joined the fray. Yes, it's Noah Syndergaard's Angel debut. The 29-year-old former All-Star set to begin his Los Angeles career in earnest tonight after a really encouraging spring training run through the Cactus League, in which he went 8+ innings, struck out 11, walked only 2. Yes, the body of work in the regular season quite limited the last 2 years. Only 2 games at the very end of the season last year in his Mets finales. But again, spring training was filled with optimism. And the Angels, as such, are optimistic for the regular season.
Yeah, and this stuff was great using his secondary pitches. My go-tos for Noah Syndergaard to have a very good game against a dominant offense that we've seen it on display. First couple going to be important here early on to establish those secondary pitches, slider, curveball, and especially his changeup. And then ride that fastball combo in his hands. He got a 2-seam and a 4-seam fastball, lower part, upper part of the strike zone with that fuzz going up around 97.
We'll set the Astros starting lineup for you in just a moment. The unmistakable booing noise that you hear, as you've heard each of the last 2 nights here, to greet Jose Altuve, who digs in to lead things off for Dusty Baker and the defending American League champs. Let's post the rest of the Astros starting lineup. Some changes. Michael Brantley at DH is among the stalwarts, 3 RBIs in the first 2 games. Nico Goodrum, a free agent addition. The former Tigers at first base for Yuli Gurriel, who's on the paternity list. Yordan Alvarez, Aledmus Diaz, and Kyle Tucker in the middle. No Alex Bregman getting a scheduled day off today. Jeremy Pena, the rookie shortstop, who shined brightly last night. Jason Castro, the veteran left-handed hitting catcher, and Chas McCormick round things out for the Astros. Houston's taken the first 2 in the series, and they've done so in rather convincing fashion. Last night in particular, Angels looking to start things off in a little cleaner form today, and we do have a delay. First pitch was scheduled to be thrown right about now, and Noah Syndergaard patiently looking at the scoreboard clock.
Yeah, he was ready to go with 5 after.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Guys waited 2 years for this moment to get back out there in an opening weekend assignment. And Noah Syndergaard's Angels career is underway. First pitch to Jose Altuve. High fly ball into right. Rojas is out there tonight for the Halos. And on cue, let's check the defense behind Noah Syndergaard, who gets his first out on 1 pitch. You saw Rojas in right, Trout and Marsh in center and left field, respectively. Third to first, Anthony Rendon. Tyler Wade gets the nod at shortstop for David Fletcher, who's also getting a scheduled night off tonight. Matt Duffy and Jared Walsh on the right side. Max Stassi back behind the plate, receiving 29-year-old Noah Syndergaard.
Tyler Wade getting the sharp at shortstop. He'll be moving around a lot in the infield too when you put the shift on, but really solid at shortstop position. We know he has a very good throwing arm.
1 gone for Michael Brantley, the 5-time All-Star, has been his usual tough self. 3 for 9, 3 runs batted in the series. And Brantley lifts a high fly ball out to right. Rojas busy early on, and he yields to Mike Trout for out number 2.
And my Hyundai key for the game tonight, Matt, I know you're going to love this one. Going a little AC/DC, little thunderstruck. Thor on the mound, but also going against Verlander, strike early against some of his fastballs in the first inning. So a little combo with thunderstruck for Thor on the bump.
There is so much intrigue around this matchup, and we're going to talk about it all night. Syndergaard versus Verlander, 2 guys with a lot to try to reestablish this year. 2 quick outs for Noah. Now it's Nico Goodrum. His first start as an Astro. He was used as a pinch hitter yesterday. The former Twin and Tiger. Really played all over the field last year for A.J. Hinch in his final year in Detroit. And this is a night, Gooby, without two of the Astros all-star regulars. No Yuli Gurriel, no Alex Bregman. It's time to flip the script if you're an Angels fan tonight.
Big game today. Really big game for the Halos.
Ball and 2 strikes, the count to Goodrum.
It's a nasty slider. That's an 89-mile-an-hour slider. No, actually a changeup. He sold that one really well. Good arm action on it. I think interesting we're seeing from the Astros is some early swings. You would think guys coming back and haven't pitched in a while, both pitchers since 2019, you would think you work some counts, but both opponents realized they got such good secondary pitches. They're going to try to be aggressive on the first pitch, may have your better shot and making contact.
8 homers in the series so far for Houston, and that's topped back to Syndergaard. 1, 2, 3, they go in Syndergaard's debut in 2022. On to the home half of the first. Astros 0, Angels coming to bat.
If we weren't proud of the craftsmanship and level of detail that go into every pair of Warby Parker glasses, well, we probably wouldn't show you how they're made, including this part, which is our favorite. Wow. And this is also great. For every pair of glasses or sunglasses sold, a pair of glasses is distributed to someone in need. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
This is the planning effect. If Raina's thinking about retirement, she'll get some help from Fidelity to envision what's possible. Fidelity can help her prioritize her goals by looking at her full financial picture. Plus, they'll help her pick an investment strategy, one she's comfortable with. And with a clear plan to get to retirement, Raina can enjoy wherever she's headed next. That's the planning effect from Fidelity.
Game 3 of the season. Ohtani, Trout, and Rendon off the top. Jared Walsh against a right-hander bumped up to the cleanup spot tonight. Matt Duffy, Jose Rojas, who's really been the Angels' most effective hitter through the first 2 games in right. Stassi, Marsh, and Wade round things out for a different-looking Angel lineup tonight against one of the best in the business. Future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander, the 39-year-old 8-time All-Star, 2-time Cy Young Award winner, and former AL MVP, making his first start since July 24th, 2020, a period of over 650 days between major league assignments. And his first offering of the game misses wide to Ohtani. We could wear you out with the Justin Verlander career accolades, and we'll get to some of that as we continue. He has been among the toughest against the Angels of any active pitcher. In fact, if he strikes out just 2 tonight, he'll become just the 10th ever to rack up 200 or more career strikeouts against the Angels. And he starts 2 balls and a strike to Shohei Ohtani.
He's touching 95 already, too. Fastball going back to even 2019, 93, 97. Also throws a very good swing and miss slider, curveball, and a changeup.
Ohtani 1 for 9 to start the season, just a single to begin the campaign. And Verlander's 2-1. 95 past him.
Last year with 46 home runs hit by Shohei Ohtani, 24 versus the fastball, but 22 of them versus secondary pitches. So far, a lot of fastballs from Verlander to Ohtani.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Mike Trout waiting on deck. Just underway, bottom of the first, and that's a swing and a miss that gets away from Jason Castro. He applies the tag to Shohei, and Verlander has a strikeout to start the night.
Under control, you would think after being that long in between starts, you might be a little the adrenaline going, but both pitchers staying compact, under control, gets a swing and miss on the inner half, a spot where Shohei usually hits a long, long way.
So now Mike Trout 1 for 6 to begin his season. Rendon waits on deck with 1 away. Ball and no strikes to Trout. There's not a lot of great head-to-head matchup history here for the Angels against Justin Verlander. And I think if you can neutralize Ohtani and Trout, which Verlander has done historically, you're going to have some success against the Angels. Pretty clear. Mike fouls that one away. Trout just 5 for 40 lifetime against Justin Verlander. He does have a couple of homers. But big picture, not a whole lot of success. And that's one of the rare matchups for Trout that you can say that about.
I think part of the reason Verlander loves to run that 4-seam fastball upstairs against Trout. Trout trying to make sure he brings that fastball down to a spot where he can get the barrel of the bat on it.
Ball and 2 strikes to count to Trout.
My go-tos to have success against Justin Verlander tonight is you got to jump on that 4-seam fastball. Have success for power against. You go back to 2019, 24 home runs allowed versus his 4-seam fastball, and make sure that slider is in the zone. When it's out of the zone, he will get 39.9% whiff percentage where his slider chases out of the strike zone.
Breaking pitch misses outside, 2-2. You talk about that 2019 season for Verlander. He was en route to his 2nd career Cy Young Award, 34 starts, 21-6, 300 strikeouts. For his career, that was the year he got to 3,000. He threw a no-hitter that year. There was a ton of work in 2019. Trout lifts off a high fly ball out to left center field, carrying McCormick to the wall. He leaps and makes the catch.
Boy, what a route. An under control route by McCormick out in left center. Trout off the bat. He got that fastball, brought his hands up, and a really good hack at it. Thought it might get out. It leaps up, makes an outstanding play. Chas McCormick.
I couldn't tell, Gooby. That's off the top of the wall, possibly even out of here. This will give us a good definitive look. That's a homer he took away.
I mean, he was under control. That route he took, I think it helps out the left-handed thrower. Right-handed thrower, it's a little bit different. You got to reach back across. Perfect scenario for McCormick to run that down. Odd still, left-handed thrower, right-handed batter. But an outstanding play out in center. Trout robbed. Remember that freeway series against the Dodgers? He had a couple home runs brought back.
What do you think was going through Yordan Ventura's mind right there as Chas McCormick was creeping up?
You got it. You got it.
0-1 to count to Anthony Rendon, 1 for 7 to start the season.
And I'm thinking the wall was thinking the same thing. You stay where you're at because you're not going to knock the wall right down. Pretty exciting start already to this game with these two on the mound, and Trout almost got his 3rd career home run. 6 home runs allowed by Verlander back in 2019 in the 1st inning. A slugging percentage over 400 in the 1st inning.
Verlander used to be that guy who didn't kick it into big velocity gear until the middle of the start, sometimes not until the end of the start. He was really an anomaly in that sense. He changed his profile in that regard in the last few years. But there was a time during his dominant stretch in Detroit where if you didn't get him in the first 2 or 3 innings, you weren't going to get him because he got better as the night wore on.
Yeah, I thought in his mind, he was going to go out and go 9 innings every time out. That changed now, went over with the Astros because of bullpens. And you're not going to go and be stretched out a lot. So he didn't leave any of that in the tank early on.
Well, we talked about how dominant he was in 2019. It was the following year when his first start of the season in July, that is, after 6 innings, he felt something in the elbow, torn UCL. And this is his first start tonight since that night in July of 2020. Full count now, 3-2 to Anthony Rendon. Jared Walsh waiting on deck for the Angels. He's got 3 hits to start the season. Bases empty with 2 gone. Scoreless tie, just underway, bottom of the first inning tonight. Good to have you with us on Bally Sports. Here's the 3-2. Fouled away.
Yeah, Rendon can get that fastball upstairs because he hits it so well to right center. Because usually when you get a hitter at 96 to swing upstairs like that, that's going to be no contact.
Seventh pitch of the at-bat on its way to Rendon. The next 3-2 pitch. Got him swinging with the elevated fastball. 2 strikeouts and a robbery in center field. That's how we get to the second inning scoreless tonight.
Take control of your health by boosting your force field, the immune system. With the Aura Ring, you can listen to your body's signals and raise your defenses. Aura tells you when your temperature is higher than normal, how to improve your sleep, or if your heart rate shows signs of stress, so you can decide to push yourself or to lie low. Live smarter, stronger, healthier with the Aura Ring. Aura.
What can you expect from ButcherBox? 100% grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, and so much more. From farmers who believe in raising animals with care, with no antibiotics or added hormones, ever. All with free shipping right to your door. Together, we can make a difference. One meal at a time. Get free ground beef for the life of your membership.
Of baseball, 2 veteran starters, hoping that tonight's the night that they can reestablish greatness or at least start that process. And so far so good for both Justin Verlander and Noah Syndergaard, the latter of whom is back to work in the top of the inning against Yordan Alvarez, Aledmys Diaz, and Kyle Tucker. The big Houston left fielder, part of the damage in games 1 and 2 of the season. Yordan Alvarez hit 33 homers last year. He is responsible for 1 of the 8 in the first 2 games of this series. And by the way, for a team to hit 8 or more homers in the first 2 games of a season, it doesn't come around very often. We'll have some context on that in a moment. First, let's check in with Erica Weston.
Thank you, Matt. Now, by now, I think all of us have seen the photos of the intense workouts that Michael Lorenzen and Noah Syndergaard participate during the offseason, but the 2 of them really run the full gamut of the health and wellness spectrum. The 2 of them also participate in something called grounding, which is essentially walking barefoot on the grass, on the beach, what have you. You will often see Noah doing that before games. He was doing that earlier today. He was doing so out on the mound in the bullpen. I talked to him after after his start last Sunday, he said the two of them like to do that pretty much as often as they can. Of course, maybe it was a little bit more difficult doing so in the city, but it was Michael Lorenzen that introduced Noah to this process of grounding, getting him more familiar with it. They were able to do so down on the beaches when the two of them were out here as Rendon grabs that in foul territory. But I asked Lorenzen if he was able to do a little bit of grounding in Cincinnati. Matt, he told me no comment.
Erica, you touched on it. I think the idea that Noah Syndergaard was going to walk around Flushing, Queens with no shoes on, I mean, you get not even a quarter mile into the way before you're back in the emergency room with something.
I'm not going to do a lot of grounding walking around those streets.
No, thanks.
But happy to do so down here in Southern California.
Up and down 4 flights of stairs to get to the Greek restaurant that's above the brownstone that you live in? No way. 2 gone for Noah. 2 quick outs here in the second. And now Kyle Tucker, who has been a real problem so far to start the season. 2 homers, 4 runs batted in. Jam shot into center field. And a base hit, the first of the game.
And the theme continues. Early swings for Astros hitters against Noah Syndergaard. Starts him off with a fastball at 96. Already better velocity on his fastball this game than we saw that last game, last tune-up of spring against the Dodgers.
2-out base runner now for the rookie shortstop Jeremy Pena, who after a rough opener here on Thursday really shined last night. He was just the triple shy of the cycle, 3 for 5 with his first major league homer. To get back to that kind of home run story, we talked about how rare it is for a team to hit as many as 8 homers in the first 2 games of its season. I mean, the rest of the American League in the first 2 games combined for 16. And 8 homers first 2 games. It had only happened 3 times previously in Major League history.
By the way, keep an eye on Kyle Tucker here. Noah Syndergaard a couple of seasons ago, about 42 stolen bases in 45 attempts. Not the quickest to the plate. The velocity helps, but not the quickest.
There he goes. Swing and a miss. Stassi's throw down sails, and it's a stolen base for Kyle Tucker.
It's one of those throws, too, as a catcher. You throw it towards the slide of the base run. He had a pretty good jump. Try to tag him on that back foot before he gets his hand in. It was really, really close. See if he's got the tag in. No, looked like he got his hand in there.
Two-out RBI opportunity now for Jeremy Pena with a 1-1 count. Left-handed hitter due up next with 2 away. Syndergaard out of the stretch with a runner in scoring position, and Pena fouls it off. Let's take you back to last night, celebrating that first big league home run at the age of 24, which coincidentally was his dad's age when he hit his first home run. And his dad and mom were here in the ballpark last night to witness it as well.
And they were being interviewed right at that moment. The smiles on their face.
Two balls and 2 strikes to him. They're here again tonight. Two from Syndergaard. He ran a fastball in on him and gets a foul ball. Still 2-2.
So he went changeup just off the plate. Pitch before, away, fastball in. So Pena's probably think, okay, he's going to go changeup, slider away. You can freeze him with a fastball running inside now.
With 2 out, Tucker singled, stole the base. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Jeremy Pena. Pena played collegiately at the University of Maine, not necessarily a scouts hotbed, right? I mean, college baseball in the Northeast can be a little hit and miss.
I don't remember with Billy Swift, pitcher. I think he went from.
Was he a University of Maine guy?
I think so, or Bobby Witt, one of those two, I think.
Well, there ain't a lot of them.
No.
And there's ball 4. Tried to flip a breaking ball in there and missed. And there's runners at first and second now with 2 gone.
A little bit different approach last couple of nights for Jeremy Pena as far as being a little more patient at the plate, not chasing out of the strike zone. Remember against Shohei Ohtani, he was up there hacking.
Struck him out twice on 7 pitches to start his career. And, you know, just before you started thinking maybe it's too much for the young man, he had a huge night last night. I think that's more indicative of the kind of player the Astros will see all year long. 2 gone for Syndergaard now. Chance to get out of this jam against left-handed hitting catcher Jason Castro. Castro making his first appearance of the season. And he takes a strike. This is a guy who's used to starting on opening day. He sat in favor of Martin Maldonado, but this is his 11th appearance on an opening day roster, and he had started on opening day in 9 of his 11 seasons. 0-2.
Boy, his arm action on his changeup early on is very, very impressive. Able to turn this one over. Not a lot of spin. That's exactly what you want. Limited amount of spin on the baseball for a really good, effective changeup.
Oh, 2 home.
Pretty good pick by Stassi. It's both runners base, otherwise you have 2 in scoring position. That was an overthrown changeup, that one.
Number 9 hitter Chas McCormick on deck. He doubled twice on opening day. Here's the 1-2 home to Castro. So a little bit of everything to the veteran catcher so far in this plate appearance. He's thrown him a couple of 4-seam fastballs, a changeup. Got a swinging strike on a slider.
His left-handed batter, Jason catches pretty good on an up and away fastball, so that's a danger spot. I think that down and in either changeup or slider could be the pitch to get him out.
The 1-2. Bouncer to first base for Walsh, and 2 runners are left stranded in the visitors' half of the second.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. Take a crack at the bottom line, please.
L-I. That's live look-ins.
And the next line.
Doc, that's MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, bringing the new season into focus. Only on MLB Network.
Verlander makes him only the 10th pitcher to strike out 200 or more against the Angels franchise. He's going to have a ways to go to catch Felix Hernandez all-time opponent record of 347. I mean, to give you some context as to how long Justin Verlander has been pitching against the Angels, his first start against the Halos in May of 2006, he was touched up for a homer by Casey Kochman and Mike Napoli.
Wow.
It's been a while. 15 years. Big swing and a drive off the bat of Jared Walsh. Get going. First Halo homer of the year.
Boy, Walsh, what a swing on that one. If you're going to get a good hack against Justin Verlander, you've got to be aggressive. Hope you get one of those heaters early. And he was ready. A long way out, right center. Giving out 3 RBIs with a home run to start the season, swinging the bat. Challenge of fastball, hard at the plate. Castro knew it. That's the reaction you get as a catcher. Same thing, Verlander. Dropping the glove, drop the head, thinking, uh-oh.
First homer of the year comes in the first pitch of the at-bat. 1-0 Halos. 29 of them a year ago for Jared Walsh along the way to an all-star season. Worth another look.
Boy, his balance is good. The weight transfer and the lift on the inner half. You look at the power numbers, slugging percentage for Walsh versus right-handed pitcher. Outstanding last year. Carried it through on that swing.
So 15 years and 11 months after another left-handed hitting Angel first baseman took Justin Verlander deep. Somewhere in the world right now, Casey Kochman, your ears are ringing.
Yes.
Count is 2 balls and a strike to Matt Duffy. Slider fouled away, and it's 2-2.
I could still remember a game in Detroit when he was on the Tigers where Verlander had a no-hitter in the 8th inning. I think it was a 1 or 2-0 game, and Eric Ibar laid down a bunt, and Verlander wasn't real happy about it. Kind of airmailed it at him running down the line. Kind of created a little interesting last couple of games there against him, but that's how competitive Verlander was. Eric Ibar was trying to get on base to bring the tying run to the plate late, but Verlander didn't feel that was the right thing to do.
Duffy checks it on the appeal. They say he held up. It's a full count to Matt. Duffy 2 for 3 so far to begin his Angels career. I don't know if you buy into this kind of thing, but he's got a 14-game hitting streak that's alive. Of course, carried over from last season.
And Joe Maddon was asked about, giving David Fletcher the day off today. Fletch has a career home run. He hit a home run against Verlander in Mexico City a few seasons ago. Trying to give Fletch, he had the hip issue at the very end of spring, give him a day off. So the splits for Duffy against right-handed pitching has been pretty solid. So he felt this is an opportunity to give Fletch a day off. Day game tomorrow, going to back out there, but give Duffy a chance to swing against Verlander.
Rolled right out to the shortstop, Pena. Hey, let's take another walk down memory lane. We talked about that first Verlander start against the Halos, the 2 homers by Napoli and Kochman. The Napoli homer was notable because it was his first career home run.
Was that a party at Napoli's?
That was before the party at Napoli's began. And there's Casey taking him deep. That was no cheapie. That was before they pulled the fences in America.
Boy, Casey Kochman, he had a smooth swing, a solid defender at first base.
1 in with 1 away now for Jose Rojas. He lines it right to the first baseman, Goodrum. Oh, even the outs are loud off the bat of Jose Rojas, who is really swinging a hot bat to start the year.
And Goodrum made a real nice play on it. That ball goes down the line, and Rojas is running for a long time. How quick that swing is. He was prepared. He had the prep step going. He's played a number of different positions throughout his career. Quick hands there at first base for the Astros.
2 gone now for Max Stassi. Max looking for his first hit of the season. It would be unlikely, even if Verlander and Syndergaard weren't coming back off so many lost months and years of their career as they are tonight, it would be unlikely to see them go super deep in a ball game, given the abbreviated spring training and the trend that we've seen in Major League Baseball so far. Through the first 2 days of the schedule, Thursday and Friday, 38 starting pitchers, and only 8 of them went 6 innings or more.
Amazing, 2 of those, San Diego, the Padres had 2 of them go no hitters into that 6th and the 7th inning.
Amazing. I mean, 2 starters, 2 hitless starts.
Yep.
But it all stands to reason, right? It makes sense, given, you know, not a lot of innings, not a lot of build up to the season this spring. Here's a 1-2 to Stassi. And Verlander just missed with a slider.
Yeah, you can do all the throwing you want during the offseason, even anticipation when the lockout would end. But until you're facing hitters, it's tough because the adrenaline is completely different than a bullpen session as compared to competing against the very best in the game.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Got him. Went back to that slider and has his 3rd strikeout of the night. Not before Jared Walsh can touch him up. The Angels' first homer of the year gives them a 1-0 lead.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Watch opening week coverage all week long and any way you choose. Only on MLB Network.
Most pitches thrown over 100 miles per hour since 2008. Noah Syndergaard at the top at 254. 100+ mile an hour fastball from Thor, bringing the hammer. Matty, what do you think? We're bringing the hammer right here for him. This is the game we're ready for that punch out, that first punch out. I see we're bringing the hammer here for this game tonight with Syndergaard on the bump.
You bring the hammer, I'll bring the snacks. Popcorn?
That's much better. Wham!
Noah Syndergaard back to work in a 1-0 Angel lead. Jared Walsh's solo homer cracking open the scoreboard for the Angels first tonight. And Syndergaard here in his 3rd inning of work gets the number 9 batter Chas McCormick, then Altuve and Brantley.
Some good 2-seam action. 94 mile an hour fastball.
You know, to get back to that velo story that you were starting to paint there, between the years 2015 and 2019, Noah Syndergaard threw the firmest average fastball and the hardest average slider. There's a bouncer smothered by Duffy. Throw to first is not in time. And it looks like McCormick is a little slow to get to his feet.
Remember, Joe Madden was talking about that today with Tyler Wade going that head-first slide down there in this series, wondering if he was going to be all right. Looks like Chaz may have banged him, got hurt on that one. Good range, though, by Duffy. Off-balance throw. Got a lot on it, actually, on that play. Towards the outside part of the plate, just back up the middle. For a team that doesn't strike out a lot, looking for contact, using a big part of the field. It was a solid play by Matt Duffy. Sometimes you jam a finger when you dive head first into first space like that.
Yeah, he went down hard, too. I mean, bang.
Look, that front shoulder and hand and wrist.
He's okay to continue. After brushing himself off, he'll stay in the ballgame. Now it's Altuve.
See, that left hand jams it right into the base and shoulder and wrist area. It's always dangerous. Always think of Kenny Lofton when that happened to him. He was a phenomenal player, borderline Hall of Fame player, but he missed some time when he had head-first slide into first base.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Joe Madden's comments on that regarding Wade's head-first slide yesterday. And he said, look, we always tell guys, it's always taught not to do that, but you can't really fault somebody for effort. And it's just an instinct play. Unfortunately, it takes over for a lot of guys. And when they go down like that, you just hope they get back up.
Yep. That's exactly what he said. When they go down, you just hope they get back up.
A ball and a strike to count to Jose Altuve. Altuve flied to right in his first at bat.
Go back to 2019 for Syndergaard. He had a ground ball rate of 48.5%. So we always think about power and swing and misses, but he will get his fair share of ground balls. And Altuve is a hitter that will ground into a number of double plays.
Good pitch.
Well, he's utilizing that off-speed pitch pretty well. Righties and lefties.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Jose Altuve. On the ground to Wade. The turn by Duffy and the double play.
Two newcomers to that middle infield position for the Angels. Tyler Wade, quick feed to Matt Duffy. Quick on the transfer, 6-4-3 double play, just like that. Brantley coming to plate with no one on. And Altuve hit him another double play. Makes the fans happy with that one.
Is there going to be a guy that's booed more than Jose Altuve this year? I mean, they're on him every time he touches the ball or comes to the plate.
And every time you have a conversation with him, he is one of the nicest human beings on the planet, but fans just aren't going to let it go.
2 gone, bases empty for Brantley, who hits it into the shift. Just like that, no damage done. Nothing comes of a leadoff single, still 1-0 Havos.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jackie Robinson searching home run into the left field stands.
Here comes Roger Maris. There's a new home run champion of all time. I don't believe what I just saw. Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star.
This crowd on its feet and in unison.
This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza! The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
Number 600 for Jim Thome. That ball is gone.
106. That would be a new record.
powered by Google Cloud. Looking at the velocity of both Syndergaard and Verlander's career, that the average fastball average there at 97.8 miles per hour. It's going, you see it at 59 feet 1 inch. Verlander at 94.6, and then the average fastball 93.4. It's a pretty good idea how quick you have to be as a hitter dealing with velocity on fastball between the average fastball major league pitcher and elite pitchers like Syndergaard and Verlander. How quick you have to be on your hands.
Brandon Marsh leads things off in the Angels half of inning number 3. Marsh, Wade, and Ohtani, 3 left-handed bats against Justin Verlander, who trails 1-0. A homer by Jared Walsh, his first of the year, the only scoring so far tonight. You know, with Verlander, and the same is true of Syndergaard, fair or not, everybody's going to be looking at velocities in their first handful of starts back. And then people will jump to their own conclusions about their relative health, right? If both guys are in the mid-90s, that's where we expected them to be. If not, even if both guys are feeling fine, people will rush to judgment about what they're doing after surgery. I mean, let's face it, for what Justin Verlander is trying to do, it's exceptional at his age to try to come back from Tommy John surgery as a power pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, and he's got a lot of mileage on his arms to begin with. You're talking nearly 3,000 career innings and coming back like that. It's not like he's a young pitcher coming out of college, even a couple years in the major leagues, doing this at that age. Phenomenal. But his average fastball tonight, about 95. Syndergaard's is 94.8. So yes, Syndergaard's not 97. But his fastball has been very good with movement, and with the changeup going and secondary pitches, same thing with Verlander. They know how to pitch. They're not just rearing back and throwing as hard as they can. They know how to pitch.
Full count now. Well, and not to mention, Noah Syndergaard's 10 years younger than Justin Verlander.
I mean, that's how good of, 3-1 count, fastball count, throws a fastball, but after a couple slow pitches to Brandon Marsh, he's late on it. Now Marsh is going to try to make contact, think big part of the field other way. It's a good hack. It's exactly what he tried to do. 96.
Marsh 1 for 6 so far to start the season. Again, left-handed batters Wade and Ohtani to follow. Three-two pitch, and he lost him on ball 4. Time for tonight's Kia player profile. We talk about pitchers coming back from Tommy John surgery, and at the age of 39, there haven't been many older. In fact, on this list, the only starter older than Justin Verlander to try to come back from that procedure was the timeless Jamie Moyer, who at the ripe old age of 47.
Yeah, but he's not trying to wow you with velocity. He's throwing that little cut fastball in, changeup after changeup after changeup.
Leadoff hitter aboard to start the third for the Angels for Tyler Wade. There goes Marsh. Throw down to second. Is in time to get him. A perfect strike from Jason Castro.
A little bit of a late slide. Looked like the heel hitting the base for Brandon Marsh. He thought maybe he got in there. Joe Manis, take a look at it. Pretty good jump. Castro just threw out 13% base stealers last year. But this was right on the money.
It looked like that left foot popped up a little high, and that allowed Pena to get tagged down before Brandon made contact with the bag. No challenge issued by the Angels. Wade tops it back to Verlander for out number 2. You know, here's some more context on the whole Tommy John story for Verlander. There have been about 2,000 players, pro players, major league players that have had it done. From that group of about 2,000, only 10 had the surgery at age 37 or later. So that's, what, do the math on, it's less than 1%.
Still think it's amazing the career he's already had, the winning he's already had, yet you still have it in your mindset you want to keep playing. You're going to have that. You know you're going to have to be patient, work your way back.
Here's Shohei now, a strikeout victim to start the bottom of the first. Ohtani 1 for 10 with a single to begin the season.
It's a fun matchup here.
Power versus power, a former MVP versus the reigning most valuable player. Hammer. Wow, where'd that miss?
One thing about this, Justin Verlander's mom and dad and the entire family, but Ben Verlander, one of the biggest Shohei Ohtani fans, is his brother's on the mound, Shohei at the plate.
I mean, this is a strike.
Yes, all over the strike zone.
Wow. Ball and a strike to Ohtani. Rips that one foul.
Now you got to believe with a couple off-speed pitches in a row, he's going to try to throw a fastball upper part of the strike zone, maybe even above it. See if Shohei can make that contact. He's been pulling off the baseball slightly so far this young season. You know, at some point, if he gets one of those fastballs that drift out over the plate, he can hit it a long, long way.
Trout next with 2 out and the bases empty. The inning began with a Brandon Marsh walk. He was caught stealing. Wade bounced out. And now a 2-strike count to Ohtani with the bases empty. Verlander's 1-2. Buckled him. And it's the 4th strikeout of the game. Second time Verlander has rung up Ohtani tonight. Despite the leadoff walk, Halos go down in order onto the 4th inning tonight. Still 1-0 Angels.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. Take a crack at the bottom line, please.
L-I. That's live look-ins.
And the next line.
Doc, that's MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, bringing the new season into focus. Only on MLB Network.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jackie Robinson searching home run into the left field stands.
Here comes Roger Maris. There's a new home run champion of all time. I don't believe what I just saw. Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star.
This crowd on its feet and in unison.
This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza! The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
Number 600 for Jim Thome. That ball is gone.
106. That would be a new record.
It is caught. Oh, what a catch by Mike Trout. The Cubs have finally won it all. The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
So far, so good in Noah Syndergaard's Angels debut. He's got a 1-0 lead here in the 4th as he goes to work against Nico Goodrum, Yordan Alvarez, and Ledmus Diaz. Goodrum grounded back to the pitcher to end the 1st inning tonight. And Syndergaard gets in front 0-2.
Slow curveball, changeup. Well, if you're a hitter at the plate, you're thinking, wait a minute, this guy's averaging 97.6 miles per hour with his fastball, and now you got to deal with a curveball like that at 77 and a changeup?
Another breaking pitch. It misses in the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes. Noah does not have a lot of experience against the AL West. I mean, that's going to change in short order, of course. But until tonight, he had never faced an opponent from the AL West, if you can believe that. That's because the only season the Mets paired up with the AL West on the interleague schedule was 2017. That was the year he made only 7 starts before he tore his right lat and missed the rest of the year. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So far, he hasn't got Goodrum to go after a couple sliders out of the strike zone.
Hasn't thrown him a fastball yet.
Well, he doesn't waste any time. He's out there on the mound getting ready to throw his warm-up pitches before even the batter who makes the last out is even near the dugout.
I mean, doesn't Goodrum at one point put fastball in his mind?
Yeah.
There it was, but it missed in. Full count, 3-2.
Overall, pretty good at bat for Nico Goodrum. Be able to be down 0-2 to fight it back to 3-2. This is a big pitch. I'm guessing changeup here.
3-2 home. Changeup fouled away. Yeah, we've got a quick time for a quick word from Hyundai.
It's your journey. Own it in the Hyundai Santa Fe.
Started out 0-2, and it's turned into a long plate appearance. Here's the next 3-2 home to Goodrum. And he will finally succumb to the ground ball and get it out of the glove. Oh, man, that was a little close. Matt Duffy had it stuck in there for a second.
It's almost going to have to be. Remember Terry Mulholland was a pitcher, had to field and throw his glove over to first base before?
Yeah.
Big amazing. He's got to try to do that one.
That was possibly the best bit of baseball improvisation anybody's ever seen. Take the whole glove. 1 away, and now Yordan Alvarez. You know, we talked a lot about Justin Verlander's last full season, that brilliant 2019 he had, and you've mentioned how good Noah Syndergaard was that year. And for the unindoctrinated, in 2019, Syndergaard was one of only 10 pitchers in baseball that year with 32 or more starts, a whip below $1.25, 200 or more strikeouts, and most importantly for me, averaged more than 6 innings a start. 2 balls and a strike.
The great work ethic he has to keep that lower half. One of his favorite players and fellow Texan Nolan Ryan was all about that lower half being strong. It gives that arm a better chance of staying strong and healthy.
2-2 to Yordan Alvarez. How about the first punchy here? Boy, he's working quick too. Back to the heater, 3-2.
Slightly different approach for the Astros. Early, the first couple of innings, they were hacking. First pitch. Now you're seeing a little bit longer at bats.
Back-to-back fastballs, good enough to take care of Yordan Alvarez, and there are 2 away.
He's been a ground ball machine already.
I think he's really kept the Astros off balance with his pitch selection tonight too. He and Max Stassi have a nice thing going tonight.
Go back to his last 6 outs have all been on the ground, including a ground ball double play. And you know what? Strikeouts, everyone loves a strikeout. I'll take an out anyway. It could be a line drive for an out, but a ground ball out, sting off the bat is also very important.
2 out, bases empty for the third baseman tonight, Ledmus Diaz, who's playing in place of Alex Bregman, who's getting a scheduled day off tonight. Bregman is set to return tomorrow per Dusty Baker's opening weekend schedule.
He gets a little uncomfortable on that swing. He doesn't let that first pitch go by too often. He's up and he's got some real good power and success on the first pitch. He let that one go and looks uncomfortable after that one. Syndergaard got it by him at 95.
Ball and a strike to count to Aledmys Diaz. When the Angels hit in their half of the fourth, Trout, Rendon, and Walsh, whose solo home run explains your 1-0 score early on tonight. 2 balls and a strike.
I really like his combo. He goes a changeup in on a righty, follows with a 2-seam fastball. So it's 2 different looks, separation and speeds, but very similar movement in. So you're going to be a little bit later on that fastball, and when you see the changeup in that same exact plane. And we showed that even in the earlier today in the pregame show, the separation of his fastball and changeup. It looks exactly the same arm slot, but it's the separation 5 miles per hour, the difference with a 2-seamer and his changeup with that movement down.
Still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Speaking of that, let's take a look at that Frontier play sense, the difference between his fastball, the 2-seamer, runs it down 94 miles an hour, an exact same arm slot coming out, the changeup at 89, the 5-mile-an-hour separation, but the hitter sees the exact same pitch running that same direction down.
Oh man, just missed with that heater. So all 3 hitters to come to the plate in the fourth have worked it to a full count. Goodrum and Alvarez before Diaz, each grounding out to end the plate appearance. And another full count pitch on its way. Got him. Syndergaard's first strikeout of the night wraps up a 1-2-3 fourth and keeps the 1-0 lead in check.
Now batting, number 5.
Nice seats. $50 though.
Hey, this dude got a seat for $20 on Game Time.
Whoa.
Download Game Time now. Come on, do it.
This is the planning effect. If Raina's thinking about retirement, she'll get some help from Fidelity to envision what's possible. Fidelity can help her prioritize her goals by looking at her full financial picture. Plus, they'll help her pick an investment strategy, one she's comfortable with. And with a clear plan to get to retirement, Raina can enjoy wherever she's headed next. That's the planning effect from Fidelity.
Hey, it's me, the summer breeze. I just flew back into town. Let's get outside. Much better.
Strong stats, and for Mike Trout, who got off to such a great start last year, hot starts are not uncommon. He was off to the terrific 2021 opener in 36 games before the calf injury hit. He was actually on pace for career highs in a couple of categories, OPS among them. And Mike leading things off here in the fourth with a bouncer for Altuve, who bounced the throw in time to get Trout for out number 1.
Boy, Trout, 2 at-bats, really. Home run robbed. That's a base hit, you would think, up the middle, but Altuve with the shift on the backhand, but he knows how quick he's got to get rid of it. You talk about a quick transfer. Altuve in the glove, out of the glove, over the first base, knowing that Trout's running down the line, be able to get him out, the first batter of the bottom of the fourth. But quick on the transfer, former Gold Glove winner, Jose Altuve.
Frustrating start to the night for Mike, who was robbed of a homer in the first, and then robbed of a bouncer up the middle here in the fourth. I mean, robbery probably not the best way to say it. That was just intuitive defense by the Astros. They had Altuve in the right spot. Here's Rendon now with one away. And for anybody at home, and there probably aren't too many people wringing their hands over Trout's now 1-for-8 start, just remember last year he was quiet the first 4 games of the season against the White Sox and then exploded in games 5 and 6 against these Astros. Homered in both of those games, and he was off to a typical Mike Trout start.
And just remember, just a few days ago, he was dealing with that stomach bug. So you're still hoping, and now it looks like he's starting to swing the bat and run well, getting stronger.
Oysters? Was it oysters? Do you have any idea? There was a norovirus outbreak in oysters not so long. I know that hit my house. Dad was in the guest room for a while. 2 balls and a strike to count to Rendon.
Oh,
3-1.
Quite a few sliders in this at bat against Rendon from Justin Verlander.
Remember a couple years ago, Verlander said on record he wanted to pitch till he was 45. He also wants to win 300 games. I mean, that's one thing that ain't coming around again for a long time. As Rendon takes ball 4, second walk of the game. Let's take you back to the second inning and the swing that started the scoring. The one and only run of the game on our Arco top tier of the play of the game. Jared Walsh's first of the year.
Well, you see exactly where he caught that fastball on the plate. He caught that out in front to be able to get that fastball before it had that life at the end towards the catching mitt of Jason Cashner. That's why he was successful covering that one. By the way, that was a pretty close pitch he threw to Anthony Rendon. He didn't get that call.
Yeah. Not surprised to see Walsh moved off the plate with a fastball to start this plate appearance. He homered on a 93-mile-an-hour sinker in the first pitch he saw back in that second inning. So Verlander trying to make him a little uncomfortable here to start his second try of the game. Another fastball fouled away.
He went inside on him, make sure he didn't wasn't able to get his arms extended.
Matt Duffy waits on deck. 1 out, 1 on. Trout grounded out. Rendon walked. Just 3 hits in the game combined so far. Sometimes you overhype a starting pitching matchup and it doesn't play out that way. Both have been outstanding tonight.
And both, we know how competitive they are, but still with the adrenaline going, how would they be able to get and control that emotion going out to the mound when they haven't been out there in so long? It's not easy when they're as competitive as they are, but both have really used all their pitches well and stayed under control. They're not really overthrowing.
So still a ball and 2 strikes to Walsh. You know, we talked about Verlander trying to get to 300 wins. If you do that math, he's 39. That is not going to be an easy thing. He is the winningest active pitcher, but he'd have to win 15 games a year for 5 years to get to 300.
And it's not real easy for pitchers to pick up wins now with bullpen usage.
That's a good point. 2 gone as he strikes out Walsh. That's 5 tonight for Verlander.
Got him with a breaking ball. That slider is nasty. When he goes down and in with that one, go back to that magical 2019 season. Just under 40% whip percentage. He had 127 strikeouts with his slider. Jared Walsh slugged over 500 versus breaking ball, so you got to have a good breaking ball working there to get a swing like that.
Matt Duffy now grounded a shortstop in his first at bat. Well, the last 300 game winner we saw was Randy Johnson, who won number 300 as a Giant. Remember how weird that was to see him as a Giant? And I think it was in D.C. on a rainy afternoon. That just none of it looked right.
No.
That's headed up the middle for a base hit. Rendon to the next station.
This crazy trends where Duffy does well against right-handed pitching, right back up the middle. I'd be real surprised if Verlander throws Jose Rojas a first pitch fastball. Because remember, he had that line drive, and Nico Goodrum had a nice play on it. Might see that slow curveball or even slider. That's not going to slow down Rojas for being aggressive on the first pitch.
Couple of doubles in 5 trips to the plate through the first 2 games of the season for Jose. He's got Rendon at second and Duffy at first with 2 gone. It is a first pitch curveball that misses low. Only 9 pitchers have ever won 74 games after their age 38 season. And that's what Verlander would need to do to get to 300. (1-0). Another breaking ball. That's in for a strike.
You can never count out somebody like Verlander if he's competitive. He's setting a goal like that. But still, it's so hard to pick up W's nowadays as a starter.
Yeah. One pitch. Another curveball. Tripled up on that. Oh, now you're really. Now what's Jose Rojas thinking? Is he going to throw me 4 straight curveballs?
I think he will. Either a curveball or a slider, because he knows, and he's seen already what he's done in this series on fastballs. And he can hit a fastball up, and that's the fastball that Verlander generally will throw, a 4-seam fastball upstairs, unless he could try to go above the hands with a fastball. If it's in the zone, you got to believe that Rojas is going to make good contact on a fastball. That's why I'm still thinking something off speed.
Sure enough. 1-2 to Rojas. Verlander's not going to yield with a heater here. He's not going to give in, is he?
He's thinking about it out there. You see him just kind of kicking around on that pitching rubber. They go, okay, can I try to sneak a fastball by him? And Rojas is sitting at the plate. He goes, I don't care how many wins you got in your career. I'm going to get a good pass at this pitch.
Nothing but breaking balls so far. It's still the ball and 2 strikes to Rojas. Got him with an elevated fastball that time. That's how you win 2 Cy Young awards.
I wish I could try these glasses on first.
Here, step into the future where everything is possible. Welcome. Here you can try on Warby Parker glasses using only your phone.
Really? Wow, I like it here. And I like these.
You can stay, but I'll need my phone.
Okay.
Just shop prescription glasses starting at $95 and virtually try them on in the Warby Parker app.
This is the planning effect. If Raina's thinking about retirement, she'll get some help from Fidelity to envision what's possible. Fidelity can help her prioritize her goals by looking at her full financial picture. Plus, they'll help her pick an investment strategy, one she's comfortable with. And with a clear plan to get to retirement, Raina can enjoy wherever she's headed next. That's the planning effect from Fidelity.
Cunningham moment. Syndergaard's changeup, excellent. He's thrown 15 of them so far tonight. 5 swing and misses on his changeup as the hitter's trying to think firm fastball, getting a great changeup to lefties and righties. Comfortable throwing to both of them, both sides of the plate.
Syndergaard back to work.
Wow.
You know what's really been impressive, I think, big picture, watching both of these guys work, because we said it earlier, you always gravitate toward velocity with these two big bears. But their secondary stuff has been used so well. That plate appearance that Verlander had against Jose Rojas is one we'll revisit later on. The only way Jose was going to get a fastball is if it was out of the strike zone, and Verlander was masterful there. Kyle Tucker leads things off in the Houston half of inning number 5. Changeup misses that time. Tucker, Pena, and Castro for the Astros.
So he started Tucker off with a slow curveball, changeup. And we got him to hit the ball. He hit the ball up the middle on a fastball that was jammed on him. Now he's going secondary against him.
More curveballs and changeups combined than heaters tonight from Syndergaard.
Well, he does not waste any time. The pitch clock, when it gets put into play next year, that will not be an issue with
no problem.
Syndergaard.
And a bouncer into the shift. One away. Yeah, you and I were talking about this between innings. It's come as a real nice, pleasant surprise to us, not having watched Noah pitch every day before. He's very quick between pitches.
And look at the pitch arsenal. If you go back to 2019, fastball 59% is 47 tonight. Changeup percentage way up. It's a real good feel for it. Same thing with the curveball, slider about the same, but really it's his changeup. The separation, the speed between his fastball, changeup, a very similar downward action on his two-seamer end, changeup. That's why he's doing a nice job as far as utilizing secondary pitches and fastball as he builds up that arm strength to gain velocity.
First pitch swinging is Jeremy Pena. Bouncer for Tyler Wade and 2 away. I think there's something to that changeup usage and something perhaps going on organizationally here. It'd be worth talking to Matt Wise about that when we can. Because I know that Michael Lorenzen plans on using his changeup a lot. We saw it in that final exhibition game we did against the Dodgers. I talked to Michael the other day, and he's so excited about the opportunity to start and use a deeper repertoire of pitches, highlighting that changeup more often.
Sandoval has a plus changeup. Suarez has a plus changeup.
2 quick outs now for Jason Castro, who takes a strike. That one hit him. And that was not a breaking ball. That's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that got Castro on the elbow.
He tried to run that two-seamer back and catch the corner, gets him right on the elbow, though. Didn't quite have that action where you bring it back in the zone after a curveball first pitch. Castro, a former Angel for a period of time back in 2020.
There's Chas McCormick now. He's got 3 hits in the series so far, including a pair of doubles on opening night. I think part of the appeal in coming west to the Angels for Noah Syndergaard was the opportunity to work in a 6-man rotation. And for a guy that's coming off Tommy John surgery and effectively 2 lost years, that could just allow for a whole different gear for someone, and that's the hope with Noah for sure, that the 6-man rotation configuration helps him.
That's a great point, Matt. Even Michael Lorenzen too hasn't started really since what, 2015 himself on a consistent basis. 6-man rotation allows them to have their normal workout routines but stay strong and still get that extra day rest. One-one
to McCormick. Another ground ball. And another scoreless inning. 5 of them for Noah Syndergaard in his Angels debut.
There's a new home run champion of all time.
Don't believe what I just saw. Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
That ball is gone. It is caught. Oh, what a catch by Trout. The Cubs have finally won it all.
The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
And here are the first images.
Hello, everyone. You don't have to leave the solar system to watch MLB Network. Just sign in with your TV provider info at MLBnetwork.com or through the MLB app. MLB Network, just about anywhere in the known universe.
FTX, the official crypto exchange of Major League Baseball. And courtesy of FTX, we meet our umpiring crew tonight. Jensen Visconti calling balls and strikes. Ryan Willis down the first base line. Ed Hickox is the crew chief, looking every bit the part. And Vic Carapazza's at third base tonight.
Vic Carapazza was rated on that umpire rating thing at 98%.
Really?
Excellent last night.
Stassi Marsh and Wade against Justin Verlander here in the 5th. Into the gap and bounding up against the wall. Stassi on his way to second. And it's the Angels having slugging success on first pitches from Verlander tonight. First pitch homer by Walsh. First pitch double by Max Stassi to open the 5th.
And you have to have that approach. You figured, okay, I'm going to get a fastball time. That's a fastball upstairs. 93, though, not 95, 96 like Rojas got. This is 93 upstairs to get ahead. Stassi ready. Crush that ball. One hops the wall, left center.
93-mile-an-hour first pitch fastball to open the inning to Walsh. Homer.
Yeah.
Same story opening the 5th, double. And a big opportunity for the Halos now with Marsh, Wade, and potentially Ohtani. Nobody out runner in scoring position. Brandon had a great at-bat against Verlander in the 3rd that resulted in a walk. Curveball misses down.
Yeah, you're thinking at home, okay, with man on second, no outs. You think maybe Brandon Marsh square around the bunt. I'm thinking you're letting him swing. Tyler Wade waiting on deck. Speed guy on deck. You're going to give Marsh a chance to swing the bat here.
In limited duty last year, Marsh had a pretty good little run against the Astros in 2021. 11 for 32. Of course, did not face Justin Verlander last year as Verlander was on the sidelines. A ball and a strike.
Interesting, a couple off-speed pitches first two, similar to what he did to Jose Rojas. After Stassi jumped on a first pitch fastball, changing it around. Off-speed gives Brandon Marsh an opportunity to pull a ground ball to the right side of the infield, though. At the very least, it advanced Stassi to third.
And that one sails high. I think Justin Verlander has done enough tonight, I would say, with 6 strikeouts to prove that there's no TJ hangover, there's no velo problem. He felt as good as he's felt in a long time this spring, according to all accounts. 2-1. And that fastball stays high.
Verlander was batting a little bit of a stomach bug himself back the last couple days, feeling good and strong. He's definitely strong here today.
Three-one pitch, and there's ball 4. 2 walks for Marsh tonight. We want to take you back to the last of the 4th and the strikeout that stranded runners at first and second. We said that, you know, this is kind of how you win 2 Cy Young awards. Talking about the pitch selection, just Verlander never gave in with a fastball until he got Rojas into a 2-strike count. And then the fastball was in an unhittable spot, and he got the strikeout. Yeah. That was masterful.
Yeah, he made sure when he was through the fastball, like you said, Matt, it wasn't going to be a strike. Now it changes everything around with Shohei Ohtani on deck. Tyler Wade with his speed. I would not be surprised if Joe Maddon has him bunting here now.
And Wade is bunting, and he gets it down perfectly. Terrific execution from Tyler Wade. Second and third, 1 away. That is a thing of beauty when it's done as well as what we just watched.
Yeah, when you make the third baseman field the baseball, you did your job. Once you get it by the pitcher, third baseman's going to field it. Only play is going to be at first base. Nice job. Tyler Wade has been very busy in the field, fielding ground balls, gets the job done there.
Well, first 2.5 days of 2022, and Ohtani is 1 for 11. A pair of strikeouts tonight. Second and third, 1 gone.
Boy, last year, especially the last month and a half, he was not going to be pitched to. Mike Trout's on deck. He's being pitched to.
To your point, before and after Trout's injury last year, look at how Shohei just didn't have a whole lot to work with in terms of pitches to swing at. Yeah, the on-base percentage was a little different. It was good. It took so many walks. Just didn't have as many strikes to swing at. One ball and 1 strike to Ohtani. 2-1.
That's a pretty good take. High fastball, then he came out with a slow curveball. That's the veteran on the mound at Verlander. He's taking his time throwing that ball in there on that one, because as a hitter, you're thinking, okay, what is he throwing me? What is he throwing me? Sometimes you get yourself out. That's why it's important every once in a while for a hitter, when you take that long, step out.
Trout next. 2 balls and a strike to Shohei. Checked it, checked it, checked it. Yeah, he checked it. And they confirm. 3-1. When Shohei checks a swing like that and bails out, he keeps the bat frozen in that check position. Watch this. And gives the umpire, he's bailing with his body, but the bat stays checked.
I don't know how you do that.
Neither.
You got to be incredibly strong to do that.
I like it because the visual for the umpire is clear.
Yep.
Three balls and a strike. Oh, that was the one. Just enough fuzz on it, to borrow your vernacular, to make Shohei foul it off. He reached back for a little extra something on that fastball.
Now I think he's going to try to elevate. Fastball. Shohei's really good on breaking balls if it's anywhere near the strike zone. But I think he's going to try to elevate, see if Shohei can make contact. A lot of room left side.
3 balls and 2 strikes, full count to Ohtani, who takes time. I love that too.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
This is all part of that cat and mouse game with a veteran, a very good one out on the mound in Verlander. with Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei's trying to get his own head right. He's not so much trying to mess up Verlander, although that might be the unintended consequence. Here we go, 3-2. Fastball got him. That is a perfect pitch, and he's rung up Ohtani on an inside fastball now twice. 7 for Justin Verlander.
Yeah, he's not letting Shohei get the barrel of the bat out. He's going to force him to hit that ball on the ground in the inner half. Right on the inside corner at 96.
Wow.
Matt, for me, this is the at-bat of the game right now for the Angels. You got the momentum on your side. You're trying to expand the lead. You got the part of the order coming up, the top of the order in the 6th for the Astros, in very important runs right here.
So here's Trout now. Mike hit a ball to the wall in left center in the first. That would have been a homer had it not been for a great catch by Chas McCormick. That one would have been his 3rd home run against Justin Verlander. And though Mike is only 5 for 42 against the future Hall of Famer, he does have a couple of homers to his credit. There's bullpen activity behind Verlander for the first time tonight as he falls behind 2-0 to Mike Trout.
That's a great hack. What a swing that was for Trout. Fouled it straight back. One of the most uncomfortable feelings as a pitcher on the mound when a hitter fouls one straight back against you. That means they're on you. Just missed it. I wasn't so sure he was going to give in. He's got an open base, got Anthony Rendon on deck, but I thought he might try to get Trout to fish out of his own. Trout just doesn't chase, though.
There's a pretty good chance this is Verlander's last hitter. I mean, there are 2 out in the inning.
Oh, now it's baseball.
Yeah, now it's
beach
baseball
ball on the
season.
field.
That's right. Now it's baseball season in Southern California.
Yes.
Are we not allowed to shoot the beach ball the same way we're not allowed to shoot like streakers and people that run on the field anymore? Oh no! Yeah, we're breaking the law. There we go.
Verlander does have a wild pitch in his game if he bounces a breaking ball, so important for Stassi to be ready to get a secondary lead.
2-1. With 3 balls and a strike on Mike Trout.
Even when he misses, he's not missing by a lot. I would even say that's pretty close to being a strike. This is a fun matchup, these two. If you're a hitter, you got to be ready anything near your zone to make good contact.
Three-1 pitch. Fastball fouled away. And Mike thinks he had one to hit that time.
He's been frustrated a couple times in this at-bat where he had pitches he felt he's got to get. And how many do you get against a pitcher like Verlander? Remember, Don Drysdale once told me, he goes, at every at-bat, a hitter's going to get one pitch to swing at. You just got to make sure he's not comfortable getting that one pitch. Well, Trout's had a couple good ones against Verlander. Can he get a third?
Only 1 non-fastball in this entire plate appearance to Mike. The full count pitch. Trout sends a drive out to center field for McCormick to retire the side. 2 are left stranded in the 5th. Justin Verlander in and out of trouble. Angels still lead 1-0.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. Take a crack at the bottom line, please.
L-I. That's live look-ins.
And the next line.
Doc, that's MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, bringing the new season into focus. Only on MLB Network.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jackie Robinson searching home run into the left field stand. Here comes Roger Maris.
Crowd on its feet and in unison.
This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza! The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
Number 600 for Jim Thome.
That ball is gone. 106. That would be a new record. It is caught. Oh, what a catch by Mike Trout. The Cubs have finally won it all. The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
Syndergaard goes back to work in the 6th inning on a night that reminds folks around here of the very heavy heart they had 13 years ago to the day when, after a start here at the Big A, Nick Adenhart lost his life. And from that day until today, nobody had worn the number that Noah Syndergaard is wearing tonight, because the Angels just took it out of the rotation. And when Syndergaard came to the Angels, he wanted 34. And being the class act that he is, he contacted the Adenhart family to make sure it was okay with them if he wore Nick's number. And they gave him that permission. They thanked him for checking in on that. And we have a really unusual kind of baseball coming full circle story where 13 years ago to the day, Syndergaard is out there wearing that uniform tonight.
And Noah was so touched that his family was able to allow that to happen. Boy, Nick Adenhart, I remember this day like it was yesterday. When he went out, he pitched 6 shutout innings. He was on his game that day against the Oakland A's. You look at that changeup. We'll talk about Syndergaard's changeup tonight. Adenhart threw a couple great changeup, slow curveballs in that dominant performance.
Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the count to Jose Altuve, leading things off in the visitors' 6th. Angels bullpen is warming behind Syndergaard, who has been spectacular tonight. Another ground ball and 1 away.
I can remember the old Los Angeles Rams coach, Ground Chuck. He's been ground ball after ground ball today. No, it was Syndergaard.
It's a left-hander, Aaron Luke, who came out of the bullpen on opening night and threw the ball really well, put out a fire. And you can see Christian Javier underneath him in the bullpen for Houston. Twelve of the 16 outs for Noah Syndergaard tonight have come via the ground ball. He has so far quieted Michael Brantley down. Easier said than done.
Still been pretty consistent, 94 with his fastball velocity. Touched 96 earlier, but still steady at 94. 72 pitches thrown. It's not necessarily the pitches, that's up and down and stressful 72 when you're going against a guy like Verlander, because you can't just give in.
Missed with a changeup, 2-1. There is some thought that tomorrow Dusty Baker is going to give Michael Brantley the day off as he rotates days off for his regulars, for his stars through this first week of the season. Not too dissimilar to what Joe Maddon's doing on the other side. And Joe addressed this before the game and said for any team that plans on playing meaningful games after the All-Star break, days off in April are more important than what you may think.
Condensed schedule, limited spring training. You have to find days off even early in the season.
David Fletcher getting the night off tonight. Full count to Brantley rather, and that's ball 4 to Michael. So a 1-out walk. Second walk issued by Syndergaard tonight.
Well, he threw a couple pretty good pitches in that sequence. Couldn't get Brantley to chase. It's such a good eye of the strike zone. He keeps his hands back. Tough to get him out in front on a changeup. Tried it, and tried to run a fastball just out of the zone. Now, Brantley doesn't run a lot like he used to. But again, against Noah Syndergaard, teams are a little bit more aggressive as far as stealing a base. By the way, a slow walk out to the mound like that, as a starter, you're going, I know what you're doing.
Yeah. Noah right now knows he's going to face one more batter, and then Aaron Loup is going to come out to pitch to Yordan Alvarez. Oh, it's going to happen even sooner than that. There comes Joe. That's it. So Noah Syndergaard's Angel debut, good for 5 1/3, and he could not have done much more. Absolutely fantastic tonight. He leads to a standing ovation and with a 1-0 lead.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. Take a crack at the bottom line, please.
L-I, that's Live Look-Ins.
And the next line.
Doc, that's MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, bringing the new season into focus, only on MLB Network.
You want that home run feeling? Then step in the box and let it rip. Get ready for the Major League Baseball Junior Home Run Derby. Compete in your communities and swing your way to the 2022 Junior Home Run Derby Final during MLB All-Star Week in Los Angeles. Get your community involved by hosting a local derby. Sign up for free at jrhrd.com.
Hyundai. To learn about Hyundai's advanced technology and award-winning safety, visit buyhyundai.com or see your local Hyundai dealers today. By Jack in the Box. Try the Jack in the Box popcorn chicken combo for $5.99. Classic, spicy, or 50-50. By your Southern California Cadillac dealers. And by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Good times for Noah Syndergaard. His Angel debut complete. He leaves with a runner aboard and a 1-0 lead.
Well, did he get it done today with the ground ball? 12 ground ball outs for Thor. And that was a lot of hard contact on the ground. A couple hard hit balls the first of the game up in the air, but then a lot of ground balls off balance, using his changeup, using his curveball, using his slider, and running that two-seam fastball, running away from the barrel of the bat, end of the bat. Throughout this entire game, and the defense on their toes, work quickly. If you're watching this game at home, pitchers, work quickly. Your defenders behind you will make the plays.
So one ex-Met yields for another as Aaron Loup makes his second performance, his second outing as an Angel. First one was so good on Thursday night. Loup went an inning in relief of Shohei Ohtani. He was the first out of the bullpen that night as well. He got Brantley, Bregman, and this man Yordan Alvarez. Took care of the teeth of the order. Alvarez on deck as Loup deals to Nico Goodrum a ball and a strike. I'll be honest, I thought maybe the change would come for Alvarez, but Joe Madden wanted Loup for the right-handed hitting Goodrum first.
And the reason why I was thinking right with you there, Matt, too, because he's gotten so many ground balls. You're thinking, okay, he's already gotten to hit the ball on the ground twice already in the game.
Chance at a double play. Yeah, Noah gets 6. Sticking around to watch the outcome of this inning. It's a small thing, but Joe Maddon commented before the game on how he loves how this staff kind of watches each other. They watch each other's bullpens. They watch each other's outings. It's always the other guys in the rotation that are the first on the top step to greet a starter when he's coming out of the game. He loved how that started in spring training. Full count now, 3-2. And there is the aforementioned group of starters.
Normal bench, starters, pitchers hanging out together. It's always that good conversation you have amongst each other in that competition amongst each other.
We'll see Jose Suarez tomorrow. How about a quick word from Jack in the Box?
Pop my $5.99 classic and spicy 50-50 popcorn chicken combo. Order on the Jack app today.
Surprising that Brantley was on the move on that one. Going on first movement from Aaron Loup, and he was going 3-2. Take my shot at a strike him out, throw him out, and leave Alvarez to lead off next inning.
He's going again. Going with the pitch. That's a head start run. That's not a stolen base attempt. Pretty sure there's going to be contact there. If there's not contact, he's thrown out by 1.5 miles. That's a good catch. That is interesting. You going to start him 3 straight? You going to start him again?
Looks like Goodham's just trying to punch the ball to that right side of the infield too, and it gives Walsh a chance to get off the bag a little quicker.
He stays put this time, and Goodham strikes out.
He must have heard you, Matt. He said, I'm going to be thrown out by a mile with a swing and miss. Boy, that little arm angle. Tough to pick up. Aaron Loup, that deception. That baseball's on you. Off that back hip, that arm angle.
So here's Alvarez now. This is where Aaron Loup is at his best. Good against right-handers, as we just saw. Otherworldly great against left-handed batters. And if you're thinking that I've fallen victim to hyperbole, check out the numbers for yourself. Last year with the Mets, 65 appearances, a .95 ERA. He's faced 5 batters as an Angel, and he's retired all 5. Keeping the scoreboard clean on behalf of Noah Syndergaard.
There's a new home run champion of all time.
I don't believe what I just saw. Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
That ball is gone! It is caught! Oh, what a catch by Trout! The Cubs have finally won it all! The Atlanta Braves are world champions!
Verlander's first start in 652 days. Like Noah Syndergaard's a success tonight. 5 innings allowed, thus the run on 3 hits. The only difference in this game, a homer by Jared Walsh. Verlander struck out 7 through 80 pitches tonight. A first pitch strike to over half the batters he faced. Both veteran right-handers outstanding. And they are among tonight's Toyota players of the game.
Yeah, Matt, you talked about sometimes it doesn't, all the buildup doesn't pertain and carry into the game, but it definitely carried into the game for 2 guys haven't been competitive on the mound since 2019. Both utilizing all that energy and power to throw the ball exceptionally well. What a fun game it has been so far. Verlander, great. Syndergaard just a little better.
Yeah, really fun to watch both of them work out of trouble tonight. Use their secondary pitches, and Justin's talking all about how it's coming out of the hand tonight. Even for somebody as great as Justin Verlander, you're coming back off Tommy John surgery, missing 2 years. There's got to be moments when you doubt yourself a little bit. Christian Javier is the new Astros pitcher, and the first offering to Anthony Rendon is yanked foul. 25-year-old right-hander on an opening day roster for the 3rd straight season. Guy that's been in and out of the starting rotation for the Astros. But last year was really effective in a variety of roles, an opposing batting average under 200.
He'll ride that 4-seam fastball upstairs. It's going to be 93, 97 range. He throws about just under 59% fastballs. He'll throw a slider, a good slider, curveball, and a changeup. But his fastball is electric upstairs.
Missed on the hands, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Rendon, who's walked and struck out tonight. A run on 3 hits for the Angels. No runs on 2 hits for the Astros. Out in front. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Walsh and Duffy to follow in the last of the 6th inning. And the breaking ball's taken for a called strike 3. It was like an Xbox pitch.
Yeah, it was nasty. Not exactly where Javier wanted to throw it, but it backed up and freezes him. Got around it enough, but it did catch the strike zone. As a hitter, you're tracking breaking ball, you're seeing spin, you're thinking it's going to go away, but it stayed in.
First pitch to Jared Walsh, and another base hit. That's his 5th of the series. A homer and a single tonight for the Halos first baseman. And let's take you back to the swing that's been the difference. Oh, this is not the difference. This is the base hit we just saw.
How perfect is that? You going the other way with a single. Leave that bat back. Got that spot, a fastball up and away. Didn't try to pull it, goes the other way. You got a fastball at 93 against Verlander earlier, and he turned on it on the inner half. So that's just a good piece of hitting going the other way, fastball away, inner half, drive it out.
Also on a first pitch. Yeah. So Walsh aboard again, and now it's Matt Duffy. Matt grounded out and singled in his first 2 at-bats tonight. This is the swing that's been the difference. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. He turned around. Boom.
Popped that one out front. Covered it. Now, Walsh doesn't run a lot. Christian Javier is not real fast to the plate. He gave up 4 stolen bases in 5 attempts. You can actually send him on the move here and trust that Duffy can hit the ball on the ground, maybe hit and run. you try to manufacture a run against a very good bullpen after seeing a great starter in Verlander.
Jose Rojas waiting on deck for the Angels 1-0 Halos. We mentioned Duffy's base hit back in the 4th, and earlier we had mentioned that he had a 14-game hitting streak alive. Might strike you as odd given that this is game 3 of the season. Yes, we're talking about a carryover hitting streak, and I am not one to usually recognize such nonsense, because I'm afraid that someday we're going to have to confront someone making a run at DiMaggio's 56-gamer as a carryover streak. And I want to say that Jimmy Rollins came close and had one at one point not long ago. I think Juan Pierre had one that carried over season to season. And I just don't know how we're going to deal with that. I believe that Major League Baseball has said that they would not recognize that as an official threat to 56, but you know what the internet does. You know what Twitter will do.
Yeah.
Someone will be out there suggesting that it should be recognized, and then it'll start a whole conversation.
Matt, you know me, and I love music. Carry on, my wayward son. But we're not going to let that carry over, though.
No. I mean, look, I think it's interesting, but as far as threats to DiMaggio, I'm not in favor of that. Got him on the heater. 2 away. We remind you to get your red on. Join us at the Big A during every Angels home game this season. Season seats are available, and more information on becoming a season seat holder is available at 888-796-HALO or by visiting angels.com/season seats. Saturday night, the first home Saturday night of the season. Fireworks after the game tonight. Ohtani bobblehead giveaway last night. Big crowds in each of the first 3 games of the season. And here's Jose Rojas now.
Doesn't take many first pitch fastballs.
He'd like to have a pass at that one.
Yeah.
I mean, that Javier stole a strike.
Yes, he did.
Noah Syndergaard's Angels debut, 5 1/3. Justin Verlander goes 5 in his lid lifter of 2022. One and one. Tomorrow we mentioned Jose Suarez. In this series finale, Jose Urquidy gets the ball for Dusty Baker's side.
Well, they have a lot of pitchers on their starting staff that throw that 4-seam fastball upstairs. You'll see that again tomorrow afternoon.
Ball and 2 strikes. Time for a quick word from Kia.
Presenting Kia's lineup of exceptionally capable all-wheel drive SUVs.
What was that Don Drysdale line you were talking about earlier? Sometimes you just get 1 pitch per at-bat.
Yeah, exactly.
You hope it wasn't the 94-mile-an-hour fastball that Jose took to start the plate appearance. Maybe there's one more for him here. Javier's 1-2. Threw him a wrinkle. Jose was on that and fouled it away.
Oh, he got his second one. That's a hanging breakable. Now you almost guarantee a 4-seam fastball try to go above the letters. Similar to what Verlander got Rojas with after a long battle after some off-speed pitches.
I mean, if Jose can figure out a way just to slap it up the third base line, he's got a base hit. There is a cavern. Nobody home on the left side of the infield for the Astros. goes Walsh. Throw down to second base is in time to get him. Jason Castro has cut down 2 would-be thieves tonight. Nothing despite the 1-out single. On to the 7th, still 1-0 Angels.
Nice.
What?
With the Game Time app, I pay 60% less than this guy.
60%?
Game Time finds you the best last-minute deals and guarantees the lowest price. Download Game Time now. Nice shirt.
You spend 1/3 of your life in bed. That's why at Bull & Branch, we hold ourselves to a higher standard. Our bedding is 100% organic, toxin-free, and fair trade certified. It makes a difference you'll feel. And offers a better way to live in this world. Start with our best-selling signature sheets made to get softer with every wash. Visit bowlandbranch.com.
Hey, it's me. The summer breeze. I just flew back into town. Let's get outside. Much better.
Baseball is back, and now through April 11th, customers can score free MLB TV at tmobile.com/MLB. Watch any game, anytime, anywhere. Aaron Loup back to work. Retired both hitters he faced to end the 6th inning for Noah Syndergaard and keep the shutout in check. Again, Ledmus, Diaz, Kyle Tucker, and Jeremy Pena scheduled in the Houston 7th. 1-0 Angels. Just 2 hits for Houston tonight. What had been a loud Astros lineup. 8 homers the first 2 games of the series has been quieted down thanks to Syndergaard and now Loup.
Dangerous at bats here for Loup against Diaz, who hits left-handers very, very well.
Diaz responsible for one of those 8 homers in the first 2 games of the series. And is 3-0 to the former Cardinal.
I think he's going to be hacking here too, 3-0.
Takes a strike.
Now you can almost guess it because he's thinking, all right, I'll let that one go. That was right down the heart of the plate. Hitters more apt to be a little more aggressive when they had a pitch they let go.
He gets him with a well-located fastball. Hey! Wow, wonky throw. Oh, man, I thought Walsh came back to get him. But the first base umpire said no, and he rules Diaz safe.
Boy, plenty of time, too, for Anthony Rendon. Sometimes that's the most difficult one. I thought he was getting his foot back, but unable to do that. You got to credit Diaz for running down the line hard. This got underneath the throw. Elevates it. Can't get that foot down. Tried it.
Yeah, he missed the bag. I thought he had it from our view, but the replay is pretty clear. And it's an error charged to Rendon that puts the leadoff hitter aboard and brings a very dangerous hitter to the plate with a man on. It's the first error of the night for either side, and now Kyle Tucker. I think the Angels saw enough of Kyle Tucker last night alone with not one but 2 homers against the Halos bullpen.
That's how much coverage he has, right field and then left center. Grounded into 10 double plays last year.
Out in front of a good pitch, 1-1. Rookie shortstop Jeremy Pena waiting on deck.
Pretty solid against lefties last year. Hit .287. Slugged .578 against left-handed pitching last year.
It's kind of feast or famine for Kyle Tucker in this ballpark. In his last 7 games here in particular, he's only 6 for 26, but 4 of the 6 hits have been homers. It's where the analytics guys kind of win, right? They don't care about batting average, they care about damage. 4 homers, 11 RBIs. That's more important than the .213 average here.
Boy, and he had a fastball lower part of the zone. He was looking to lift. He was trying to do that damage you were just talking about. Because the first pitch, fastball just a little bit off the plate, then break a ball, then a fastball, then that fastball in the inner half. He's trying to get him to fish for a breakable out of the strike zone. With that fastball down low, you have a better chance of getting that out of the strike zone now.
I mean, there's a chance if things break right for the Angels here in the last few innings, this is the last time you have to face him tonight. Into the corner and foul.
That was a nice play by a fan.
Yeah, Tucker's out if this is in Savannah.
Yes, we need that. What a play.
Yeah, he saved a kid taking it in the chops, I think. Way to go.
Outstanding
He's
play.
Look at him. He's saying, send me another one over here. Hit another one over here. What do you got? Tucker sends one the other way for Marsh.
Boy, nice job by Marsh. He got behind that baseball so well. Diaz was tagging up. Not only gets to that baseball, but in a good throwing position, gets it in quickly. Gets around it and gets a lot behind the throw. No chance to advance. Right on the bag. Outstanding job by Aaron Luke.
1 out, 1 on. Second pitching change of the night for the Angels. Still on top, 1-0.
Now batting, number 5.
Nice seats. $50 though?
Hey, this dude got his seat for only $20 on Game Time.
Whoa.
Game Time tracks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals, so you can get tickets for up to 60% off.
60% off?
Mystical ballpark voice.
Yeah.
That guy freaks me out.
Download Game Time now. Come on, do it.
With Home Chef, your home cooking is home nailing it. Our classic all-in-one meal kits are simple enough for anyone and delicious enough for everyone. When it comes to making dinner, fill in the blanks with Home Chef. Delicious, meat simple.
Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
Chas McCormick did Mike Trout wrong. I mean, it was right if you're an Astros fan. We feel otherwise. Took a home run away from him. But I guess what comes around goes around. And for our Carl's Cam replay tonight, we'll take you back to Mike robbing Christian Yelich in the same spot of the ballpark 3 years ago to the day. And I think, you know, there's somebody that might be saying things even out in the long run. It's been a fun one tonight. 1-0 lead for the Angels. Looking to get into the win column for the first time in this young season, and they will turn once again to Ryan Tepera, who had terrific numbers last year in split time with the Cubs and White Sox. Ryan was victimized by a couple of home runs in his Angels debut, and from there was a kind of an interesting postscript.
Yeah, there was conversation and talk about Tepera was tipping when he was throwing his slider, cutter. But the Astros hitters had a pretty good idea of it.
Jeremy Pena on the first pitch sends a drive out to Trout in center. And that's the second out of the inning.
And there's been a little bit of history too with Ryan Tepera and the Astros too. So you have that combination going. It's good to see Joe put him right back in a scenario like this where he's been so successful the last number of seasons. Great stuff. He's got a splitter, that cutter, slider, and firm with his fastball. An opportunity to get right back out there and do his job.
Jason Castro's been hit by a pitch and has made a real impact on this game defensively, throwing out both would-be base stealers tonight. And Tepera comes after him with a fastball for a strike.
I mean, impressive when he threw out this 13% of base stealers last year, but 2 for 2 today.
Aledmus Diaz reached on an error to Anthony Rendon, leading things off in the inning. Tucker flied out, Pena flied out. Well, this game is at least on track, Gooby, to watch the Raisel Iglesias debut of 2022. Iggy hasn't had a chance to get into a game yet. Joe Madden was asked about that before the game. At what point, even if there's no opportunity for Iglesias, do you pitch him just to get him some work? And Joe responded by saying it's whenever he asks for it in that regard.
Yeah, and I like that too as a manager. Sometimes you feel like you're forced to put him in there. He mentioned Troy Percival didn't like it. I play with a real good closer, Jeff Montgomery. He didn't have good stuff. They don't have that same laser focus when they're in a game just getting work in. They said they would rather get the work in thrown in the bullpen than in a game situation. They're still going to be sharp because the game's on the line.
Well, we know that last year when the Angels held late leads, they were outstanding, especially after 8. And that last line on the graphic you see is attributed almost entirely to Iglesias. He was an offseason priority. 2-2.
And he's always willing to give you 5, 6, maybe even 7 outs in an effort to get a save. He's that kind of teammate. But Joe Madden would love to have the guys at the bridge to get to him, and they've added some quality arms. Prey Manassian has done to limit that amount of outs he has to get.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Jason Castro. Tepera's 2-2 pitch. Oh, they say went around. Wow. Tepera retires Pena, strikes out Castro, strands the tying run. It's time to stretch at the Big A in a still 1-0 Halos lead.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network. Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Feeling old school tonight, not so much with the tunes, but with the way this game has played out, right? Great starting pitching on both sides. One homer that's been the difference so far. It's really been a fun ball game to watch. Back with Mark Gubas, I'm Matt Vasgersian. Good to have you with us on Valley Sports tonight. And the Angels hopeful that they're a couple of innings away from posting their first win of the year. Little insurance to be just fine. Rojas, Stassi, and Marsh will try to accomplish that against the reliever Christian Javier, who threw a scoreless inning on behalf of Justin Verlander tonight. Verlander went 5. And Javier, despite a base hit, was able to post a 0 in the 6th. So in the bottom of the 7th, 1-0 Angels. And the 6, 7, 8 batters scheduled.
Pretty good off-speed pitch to him, and Rojas was geared up for a fastball. We're seeing a pitching clinic tonight, changing speeds by all the pitchers, even though all have firm fastballs, but utilizing all speed because, like we said, this early in the season, generally hitters' timing is not quite there on off-speed pitches, secondary pitches. So we're seeing that very effective.
Ball and 2 strikes. The count to Jose Rojas. Fireworks after the game. Fans will be hanging out. 36,139 paid tonight at the Big A, including that guy, Hawaii fan. Nice to see you, sir. You know, there have been bench clearing incidents in all 3 nights of the schedule so far. It's a bouncer for Pena. Yeah, Cubs and Brewers got into it today.
You usually see that in the dog days of August, where there's a little temper, it's hotter weather, but maybe this short spring it's created this feel that need to win these games in April. There's some tension already.
Yeah,
it's surprising. Never you see it usually this time of the year.
Chippiness. Cubs shut out the Brewers 9-0, and the Brewers are everybody's darlings in the NL Central this year. They've dropped 2 in a row to the Cubs to start the season. Max Stassi, the batter, he has doubled tonight. His first hit of the season coming in the 5th, leading off against Justin Verlander. All the other games around the big leagues are finals tonight. Most recently, San Diego beating Arizona 5-2. Dodgers lost in Denver today, 3-2 Rockies.
And home run in the 8th inning by Connor Joe for the Rockies against the Dodgers bullpen.
Ball and 2 strikes to Stassi. Houston's bullpen is stirring behind Javier. They've got left-hander Blake Taylor up throwing. 2-2.
2 pitches before this one for Christian Javier. He hung a breaking ball right down the heart of the plate. Max Stassi was just out in front. Since that point, he's trying to ride a fastball upstairs against him.
Two pitch.
Another hanging break ball right down the heart.
I think Dusty Baker's paying attention to this for sure, and his 2 new pitching coaches. By the way, Dusty is zeroing in on 2,000 career wins. He is 11 shy. And he'd be only the 12th man to earn that many victories in Major League Baseball.
It's amazing how many teams he's taken, different teams, to the postseason in his career. A very good player in his day. A fantastic manager.
I mean, you get to 2,000 wins, that's a ticket puncher into Cooperstown,
yep.
Right?
Definitely.
Fact, the only guy at that level that's not there yet is Bruce Bochy, because he's still not quote-unquote eligible. 2 gone here in the 7th. Quick reminder to get your red on at Angel Stadium with the Coca-Cola Friends and Family Fun Pack. Only $44. Get your 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks. For more info regarding the Coca-Cola Friends and Family Fun Pack, visit angels.com/funpack.
Checking in on it right now, saying I might have to get one of those fun packs.
Right, look at the fun pack. Two-way bases empty for Brandon Marsh, who has a pair of walks on his line tonight. Blake Taylor, who's up in the Astros bullpen, is the only left-handed option that Houston has. They have a couple of guys that they're comfortable with against left-handed bats, a couple of right-handers, that is, but Taylor represents the left side by himself down there.
Local kid, Dana Point area, went Dana Hills High School, the Dolphins. It's a time where you want Brandon Marsh. Let's get a pitch in the zone and think extra base hit here.
Love that. He waits back on a breaking ball really nicely.
3 really good at bats, a couple walks and a base hit. Spins a breaking ball. Pretty good spot down and away, but stays on it. In the toe and then stride, it keeps the hands back, head still.
Makes it look so easy. So that's going to be all for Javier. Houston making a pitching change with a man on and 2 away in the 7th. We'll be right back.
Watch games and coverage all day, every
hyped a great pitching matchup when we went on the air, and both Noah Syndergaard and Justin Verlander delivered. We'd be scoreless had it not been for this swing. The first home run of the season by an Angel. Jared Walsh's solo shot leading off the second has held up. And it's a 1-0 Angel lead that the Halos will try to ensure and pad here with 2 gone in the 7th. There will be a pinch hitter used as the Astros go to left-hander Blake Taylor. Joe Madden counters with David Fletcher off the bench. Not a lot of career pinch hitting opportunities for Fletch, certainly not of late. Why? Because he's usually out there to start. And it's Fletch in the pinch with a man on and 2 gone here. Always up there hacking early, fouls it away.
Yeah, he's not going to let that first pitch go by too often, especially as a pinch hitter. Always that conversation for guys coming off the bench, pinch hitters. Hey, first pitch you see, fastball, hack.
Blake Taylor, a second rounder by the Pirates back in 2013, big league time with the Mets. Bounced around for a while in the minors before sticking out of the Houston bullpen, and Fletch lines that one a little closer to being in play. Also foul, however, and it's 0-2.
Brandon Marsh was on the move. He was not slowing down. He was thinking, okay, if that gets down on the chalk, I'm flying around. He's loose now. He's been on base all 3 times tonight, Brandon Marsh. Captain Caveman was ready to go flying around the bases.
0-2 the count to Fletcher. You talked about Fletch not having a lot of career pinch hitting opportunities, just 0 for 8 off the bench.
Well, yeah, Fletch can pull a baseball. He doesn't pull the ball a lot. He's got so much room in left center that it easily scores Brandon Marsh for first base. Now, the only way he's going to be able to get a chance, maybe something off speed to pull, but otherwise he's trying to hit the ball to the right, especially at a fastball elevated.
Oh, 2. Well, that's up where Dave likes it. He was able to somehow lay off the pitch around his helmet.
He's just bringing him in to say, hey, try that fastball up there again. That's just like the old rope-a-dope back in the day. You say, all right, go back upstairs.
I'll talk you into one. Here we go, ball and 2 strikes. They sure did.
Yes. Boy, Kyle Tucker's daring to hit the ball over his head in right field. He's playing shallow to take away that little flare in the right. Shohei Ohtani waiting on deck. But Fletch, Mr. Contact, over 90%. For his career, especially the last couple of seasons, 90% contact rate.
Two once again. And Fletch whacks that one into right. Tucker glides back on it to put it away and end the threat. A runner left stranded in the 7th, on to inning number 8. Still 1-0 Angels.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
You want that home run feeling? Then step in the box and let it rip. Get ready for the Major League Baseball Junior Home Run Derby. Compete in your communities and swing your way to the 2022 Junior Home Run Derby Final during MLB All-Star Week in Los Angeles. Get your community involved by hosting a local derby. Sign up for free at jrhrd.com.
watch games and coverage. All day, every day, your way. On MLB Network.
Spend this Sunday at the ballpark. Watch your Angels take on the Astros. It's tomorrow at 1 p.m. The first 25,000 fans receive a clear tote bag courtesy of Nito Tire. For more info, visit angels.com/promotions. David Fletcher stays in the ballgame after pinch hitting in the bottom of the 7th, taking over at shortstop. Ryan Tepera continues on the mound for the Angels, and he'll face Chas McCormick, then Altuve and Brantley. Still maintaining the 1-0 lead, top of the 8th. McCormick is singled and grounded into a fielder's choice play tonight. A run on 5 hits and error by the Angels. A run on only 2 singles for Houston tonight. Same Houston lineup that homered 8 times in the first 2 games of the series. I should correct that, though. It's not the same lineup because they're without a couple of key pieces tonight. Alex Bregman getting a night off. And Yuli Gurriel went back home. He's on the paternity list. One to McCormick. A ball and 2 strikes now.
So far, a pretty good adjustment in his slider for Ryan Tepera tonight. That's a good hard slider there at 85 miles an hour. The pitch before, solid slider. Starts with that, he's got that split finger fastball.
Missed with a slider, 2-2. So
he starts with that splitter grip. If you could throw in a different pitch, you just close your fingers together. That way you're not giving it away. If you're throwing that, you dig into the glove with the baseball, keeping his glove close to his body.
Up and in, and it's a full count now to McCormick, 3-2.
You have a hitter looking away, looking break a ball, runs a fastball up and in. Fortunate enough for Chas McCormick, able to get out of the way of that one. There's that grip, splitter.
Full count pitch. Beats a fastball foul. Ryan Tepera has been around, and we talked about when he made his Angels debut on Thursday, one of his career highlights. He was a part of a combined no-hitter last year when the Cubs used a handful of pitchers to shut down the Dodgers in a 4-0 combined no-hit bid. Happened to come on the 66th anniversary of Sandy Koufax's major league debut. Got him.
That had a little backup. It almost looked like that might have been a splitter. No, a slider. Backed up. Pulled off it.
So here's Jose Altuve now. 0 for 3 so far tonight. 1 for 11. The one a homer in this series here at the Big A. So Jose Quijada was up for the Angels last inning. He has taken a seat, and now it's Archie Bradley. And you got to assume once again all this would be in advance of Iglesias getting the 9th. Should the Angels hang on to this lead until that time? 2 balls and no strikes.
I was thinking Quijada would be ready for Brantley on deck.
Why does it seem like that guy is on deck all night? I mean, they turn over the lineup and it just feels like he hits every inning. 2-1. In the air out to right. Easy play for Rojas, and out number 2. There are a lot of tough outs in this Astros lineup, and I think many would agree that this is the toughest. Michael Brantley, the only player in baseball to hit 300 or better in each of the last 4 seasons. He bats with the bases empty and 2 gone, and Tepera's going to get him on 1 pitch. And exhale. A chance to pad a 1-0 lead with the teeth of the order. Ohtani, Trout, and Rendon in the last of the 8th, with the Halos still on top by a run.
Watch opening week coverage all week long and any way you choose. Only on MLB Network.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jackie Robinson searching home run into the left field stand. Here comes Roger Maris. Oh! There's a new home run champion of all time. I don't believe what I just saw.
Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star.
This crowd on its feet and in unison.
This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza! The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
Number 600 for Jim Thome.
That ball is gone.
106. That would be a new record. It is caught. Oh, what a catch by Mike Trout.
The Cubs have finally won it all.
The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
Market regular season game live or on demand, plus MLB Big Inning and select pregame and postgame coverage. Blackout options apply. It's MLB.tv. Top of the order here in the last of the 8th in a 1-0 ball game. Ohtani, Trout, and Rendon, and a couple of changes for Houston. New pitcher first and foremost. 30-year-old veteran right-hander Ryan Stanek takes over on the mound. And a new third baseman as well, as Alex Bregman enters the game in place of Aledmus Diaz. So much for the night off for Bregman. Ohtani the first to face Stanek, and on the first pitch, sharply grounded to Pena. I mean, that was hit on the line. 104 exit velo.
Even though it's an out, that's a good swing there for Shohei. There's been some times he's pulled off the baseball early on here as far as getting his timing, but that was a real good swing. Hopefully that'll have some carryover effect for tomorrow. So that was a great swing for Shohei.
Here's Mike Trout. Deserves a better fate than the 0 for 3. He has squared up 2 baseballs tonight. One would have been a homer had it not been for the leaping catch by Chas McCormick, which robbed him of a homer. Sliders in for a strike. Rendon next with 1 away. So when the Astros come to the plate in the 9th, they'll have the 3-4-5 part of their order, and that'll include Alex Bregman after he entered the game, and they'll face Raisel Iglesias, who'll be making his 2022 debut.
Boy, Stanek, he's got a real good fastball too. His average velocity last year 97.6 miles an hour, but that's that splitter. He's got an excellent splitter. Just a 133 batting average, slugged 200 versus splitter last year, and also will throw a slider.
He's a guy for whom the eyeball test is tough, because I've had a hard time distinguishing between his split and his slider over the years. He uses a splitter a little bit more to left-handed batters. Trout with a swing and a drive to left center field. Get going! Get going and gone! Oh, the way he was swinging the bat tonight, he was due, baby!
Hey, I'm thinking that rock pile's in jeopardy out there. That ball got crushed against a rock pile in center field. 108.8 mile per hour exit velocity and some serious distance for Trout. Wow, was that mammoth.
Stanek knew it, Trout knew it, Castro knew it. As soon as that ball was struck, it was 2-0. Trout's first of the year.
I mean, that is everyone had to take a look at it. Usually pitchers don't like to look at that, but if you're going to give up a home run that far, you got to take a look.
Turn around, take a look. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Two balls and no strikes.
Captain Caveman approved. Two baseballs hit really hard.
I think there's a chip out there.
That was crushed.
I think the Imagineers of Disney who put that out there some years ago probably remembered it looking a little different.
Yeah. Sean goes, no one's bringing this one back. No.
He should have 2 tonight, but we're not going to get greedy.
You almost should get 2 for that swing.
3 balls and a strike to Rendon. 2 solo homers tonight. Ball 4. About a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Pop my $5.99 classic and spicy 50-50 popcorn chicken combo. Order on the Jack app today.
Ground out, a sharply hit ground out that came on the first pitch to Ohtani. A 1-2 pitch that was hit for a home run. And then a walk to Rendon.
His first outing of the season. A little off.
Walsh's homer back in the second came on the first pitch. Four times in his career has Jared enjoyed a multi-home run game. That's out to center field and playable. McCormick has it for out number 2.
He's tying him up enough to keep that in the yard.
Matt Duffy has a single in 3 trips to the plate tonight. You know, when you consider who Iglesias is going to have to face in the top of the 9th, and it'll be Bregman, Alvarez, and Diaz. And we've seen enough of Bregman and Alvarez already for the whole year. The 2-0 lead is just a wee bit more comfortable, of course. 1-1.
In those different arm angles that Iglesias throws from. He has a fastball upper 90s, but over the top 3/4. Same thing with his changeup. Same thing with his breaking ball. So even though he has technically 3 pitches, he has 2 different types of changeups and different arm angles with those pitches. He might eat them all here.
Ryan Stanek, another guy that did not throw a lot in the spring, at least not in games. Just an inning and 2/3. Out of the 5 outs he recorded, 4 of them came on strikeouts. Another veteran guy. Fastball's in for a strike, 2-2.
But for a guy that throws upper 90s, throws a lot of secondary pitch between his slider and his splitter.
Such a fine line in a shortened spring training between enough work and too much work, right?
Yep.
I don't think anybody knows the real answer, and it's different for everybody. 2-2 to Duffy. He has missed with that slider more than we're used to him doing.
And usually when you haven't thrown a lot, that means you're pulling open that front shoulder, you're pulling off, so it's very difficult to keep your arm back long enough, and that's why you see that drag action with his slider, even his splitter. He's staying back a little bit longer with his fastball, so I would think he's going to try to ride a fastball up.
We'd love to get Jose Rojas a plate appearance here. And that's exactly what will happen after a base on balls issued to Matt Duffy.
It's a real good at-bat by Matt Duffy. A hit in the game, also a big walk. Given, like you said, Jose Rojas a chance.
Let's see if Jose's a little bit more aggressive to start the plate appearance here. Remember the 94-mile-an-hour fastball kind of center cut that he took from Christian Javier for a strike in his 7th inning at bat.
And you wonder if that wasn't the quick conversation with Jason Castro that I think he's going to be up there hacking first pitch. Do we want to go splitter first pitch? Well, after a walk, sometimes you don't throw your very best splitter or slider. You're trying to throw a strike and just be ready if it's in your zone.
Rendon and Duffy aboard, both via the base on balls. A homer and 2 walks in the inning. First pitch to Rojas. He drops down the split. Yep.
Well, he was ready. He wasn't going to let a fastball go by first pitch this time around.
You're right about that. So you had it right on both ends. The splitter and the swing.
Interesting, you have Jeremy Reed talking with Trout and Brandon Marsh around, just in case he gets up in this inning against Stanek.
Rojas pops it up, way up. Diaz can't make the catch. Aledmus Diaz moved over to play first base at the start of this inning. He does not have a lot of time at that position in his career. This is a tough chance even for a guy who plays there all the time.
Yeah.
But he just wasn't back enough on that ball.
Well, that baseball was hit high enough. We could have almost ran down there and tried to catch that thing. It was up there forever. Reaches back, gives him another chance, Rojas. It's a big run out there at second. Maybe a break.
There really haven't been a lot of opportunities for either side with runners in scoring position. The Angels are 0 for 3. Houston's only had 1 at-bat with a man in scoring position tonight. That's how good Angel pitching has been. Oh. Wow, the 0-2 looked like it got the inside corner. Stanek sure thinks so.
Yeah, I might be a little upset at this point. That's a nasty split. That is all over the strike zone. And you know what? Get another shot. That's 2 chances now on this at bat for Rojas. Trying to capitalize, get that extra run.
Oh, Castro took a foul tip there. Yikes. He's gotten really beat up today, man. He got hit in the elbow with a pitch and catches a foul tip here.
And his fellow battery mate in the on-deck circle said something to him. He goes, been there, done that. Max Stassi waiting on deck. Splitter. Oh, even though there is some protection, that's that thinner part of the shin guard.
Look at him. He's like, I was the one that chose this life.
Stassi's probably go, hey, man, been there, done that. I feel for you.
Hang with him. 1-2. Stanek and Castro taking a little additional time to let Jason get comfortable again. So Jose stepped out. The Astros have just stood up Phil Maton in the bullpen again. Split that misses low. And I think it's a safe assumption that if Stanek loses Rojas, we'll see Maton here. Two balls and 2 strikes. Three straight splitters.
What a nice at bat here is for Ross. It's important now on a 3-2 count. The runners are on the move now. So any base hit is going to score a run. Wall in the gap has a chance for 2.
I'm going to guess split here because I don't think Stanek's going to give in to him with a heater. What do you think? Am I right?
I'm going right with you on that one. He's going to try to get him, try to chase.
No, it's a fastball that Rojas swings through, and Stanek's able to strand a pair. However, Mike Trout's first of the year has given the Angels a 2-0 lead as we head to the ninth.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. Take a crack at the bottom line, please.
L-I. That's live look-ins.
And the next line.
Doc, that's MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, bringing the new season into focus. Only on MLB Network.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Thunderstruck. It started with Thor getting all those ground ball outs, dominating, but it's the power to Thunder swings for Jared Walsh and Mike Trout, giving the Halos a 2-0 lead in the baseball here. The Raisel Iglesias trying to get Iggy with it and finish it off, get the first W season.
One of the best seasons had by any reliever across Major League Baseball last year, in 65 appearances, an ERA in the mid-twos, 34 saves, second highest total in the junior circuit, and the highest total by an Angel reliever since Houston Street's 40-save campaign in 2015. Iglesias prioritized in the offseason, signed a 4-year extension with the Angels in December. And the 32-year-old right-hander is ready for his first save opportunity of 2022. Alex Bregman will lead it off. It'll be his first plate appearance of the night. Came on defensively. Bregman, Alvarez, and Diaz here for the Astros. Change starts him with a strike.
It's amazing. He's comfortable throwing all three of his pitches. Mentioned two different types of changeup. One that goes straight down like a splitter, the other that fades like a circle changeup.
Jam shot pop up. Iggy's got it.
The real athlete making the play. One of the best smiles in the game. Raisel Iglesias called for it, runs it down. Often wonder why would a pitcher not take that? It's a much easier play. You're that much closer.
Right.
You're always getting out of the way, but no.
Oh, you know the reason they say that you're coming off the mound and it's too hard, right? They're not giving enough credit. Here's Alvarez now. Fastball for a strike. Just 2 singles for the big hitting Astros lineup tonight. Base hits by Kyle Tucker and Chas McCormick. And as we mentioned earlier, they've only had 1 runner in scoring position, and that came way back in the top of the second. Syndergaard for 5 1/3. Aaron Loop for a great inning. Tepera for an inning and 2/3. And now Iggy to try to finish. Sharply hit into the shift for out number 2.
Excited for a second out of the ninth. And another ground ball out tonight for Halo pitching.
Aledmus Diaz represents the last chance for the Astros tonight. Iglesias and the Angels 2 strikes away from their first winner of the year. Wave and a miss. The 0-2. Light the halo for the first time in 2022. A couple of solo homers, a brilliant starting pitching debut for Noah Syndergaard. The investment in the bullpen paying a huge dividend. And the Angels combined to 2-hit the Astros in a 2-0 shutout win.
And it's a team that had 8 home runs the first 2 games of the series. What an incredible job set the tone by Noah Syndergaard. Thor, Dylan, Trout with a big home run. Could have had 2. McCormick robbed 1. Jared Walsh, big game swinging the bat. Home run, just enough offense. Great bullpen work, too. What a job by Iggy again coming in there using all those different arm angles. A 1, 2, 3 stressless inning there.
Syndergaard was terrific. He set the tone for 5 1/3. He got the homer by Walsh, the insurance homer by Trout that came in the 8th. And the bullpen was fantastic. Luke, Tepera, and Iglesias. And it has to make not only the guys in uniform feel good, but the baseball ops department who invested in that bullpen, and it all came together tonight in a neat, entertaining 2-0 victory. Let's send it down to Erica.
Thank you, Matty. Jared, first win of this young season. Your home run is the game winner into this one tonight. You got a nice fastball there from Justin Verlander. Take me through the at-bat.
I'm struggling to hear you with the echo, but yeah, great job by the pitching staff tonight. Trouty, insurance run, homer, it's huge.
You think you should have had a couple in this one tonight?
Say it again.
You think you should have had a couple homers in this one tonight?
I'm not going to complain. We got the W. Syndergaard, hell of an introduction to the Angels. Give him a round of applause, huh?
Very well done in Thor's debut. A lot of ground balls out there tonight. What's it like playing defense behind Thor?
A lot of fun. You know, we got Duffy out there, Waiter. Fletch is one of the best in the game, so I'm just over there to catch the throws.
Thanks for the time. Nice job tonight.
Thanks for having me. See you guys tomorrow.
Jared Walsh, everybody. Angels get the first win of this young season. Post-game show coming your way next. Stay tuned.